Y'all come on in, y'all come on in. Come on in, y'all come on in. What's up, y'all? Come on in. Let's talk about it. That's why I'm waiting people to come on in, y'all, as I do. I am uploading these on YouTube, so let me at least keep a little bit going, y'all. I want y'all to look at some of the ancient, I wouldn't even, well, I guess you call them ancient, 800 years old now. But just look at some of the Ethiopian images. Before we get the party started, I'm gonna show them, laying down with lions. They're not in the cage. We got the lions in the cage. They got the lions on the chain. I guess you can kind of say, but at the same time, they weren't in the cage. Again, these are old Ethiopian. They riding the lions. They use lions also in battle, if you didn't know. So yeah, they was training lions over there in Ethiopia. And it's funny how in every government building you have the face of a lion. And when you watch movies, don't the lion roar? Don't the lion roar when they watch movies? They always got that lion roaring. Mighty funny, huh? Just coincidences, y'all. Like I said, just coincidences. It was actually Zatu's husband, Menelik's daughter. He went to war with Haile Selassie. He died in battle. His wife died 2 days later. Damn, why was I got all my legs. I think that's Queen. My camera got it messed up. I think that's the Queen again, y'all. I just want to know why we was never showed these pictures. I'm like, damn, this 1900. Like we would show every slave picture in the world. Where these pictures at, y'all? Why ain't nobody never showed us this? Ethiopian royalty. Why ain't nobody never showed us this? You don't sit back and just recollect like, damn. Why nobody never showed us these pictures, y'all? Look at the Indian hats. Like they showed us with Indian hats on, but they never showed us with Indian hats on as royalty. These are chiefs. These people I'm telling you, these are the chiefs, they governors, these people of high rank. Why nobody never showed us this, y'all? Look at that. Why nobody never showed us this? Ask yourself this, y'all. There's Menelik. And like I say, I'm just showing pictures. I'm gonna do this in the beginning and the end of because people need to see this, y'all. Like, I know I said way more than enough. But like I said, I gotta stay on my job. But at the same time, I'm just gonna start pulling a lot of seeing is believing, right? Okay. Now they try to tell us Ethiopians don't look like this no more. I guess because we scattered. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me. So like I said, I'm going to start my lives off beginning and end with pictures of royalty from where we are finna go set up and reestablish our royalty. Because again, we can govern ourselves. I don't need another government to govern me. I can govern myself. You know, I don't need another government to govern me. I can tame and govern myself. Showing some more Ethiopian images, y'all. This is what I'm going to do at the beginning and the ending of all my lives. Tedros, the late great King of Kings. But I don't know. I don't know what my phone every time another one, y'all. I guess if I move out the way, y'all could see. I guess I'm like I said, I'm gonna do this at the end, so I'm just kind of going through them. All these are chiefs, y'all. All these people of high rank. Every person that I'm showing you, some of them are the same, some of them are different, but all these people of high rank and their kids. You know, this was before television. This before television, y'all. These costumes wasn't coming from television. Okay, yeah. Know what they was mimicking, y'all. I think somebody doing that shit on purpose. I feel like I don't think I could put it there. I can't put my phone in airplane mode. I don't know if I can stay on here. That's the original Muhammad Ali. I'm not talking about the boxer, but that's the original Muhammad Ali. Again, he was another king. He wasn't a king of kings, but he was a king. His throne name is Muhammad Ali. That's him again. This is him with his kingly garments on. The same people. Dude in the middle and him are the same people. You know, it's all of them together. You see Haile Selassie right here. Y'all see the afros, you know, see the brother with the fro. Shows y'all him already. I think these pictures I showed y'all, yeah. Okay, y'all, so let's get back to it. Okay, y'all, so let's get back to it. I don't want to talk about that. Okay. So what's up, y'all? Y'all see I ran the cockroaches off? I ran them cockroaches off. They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to see the truth. But you know, y'all, like I say, seeing is believing, man, and that's why I always tell people we're not here to prove nothing to you. We have proven all things by telling the truth, but at the same time, we're not here really to make you believe, because in the end, you will see. You know, so why try to just make you believe? That's why I was told, even to dust your shoulders off and keep kicking. Dust your shoulders off and keep kicking, you know, because you don't have to make someone believe. You know, if you're speaking the truth, all things are proven. But in the end, you will see. That's what this about. It's not, so seeing is believing. So like I said in the beginning of my lives, y'all, I'm going to just run them pictures. And at the end, run them again. So every live, people get to see what's finna be reality. In the end, people finna see what's finna to be reality. So right now, y'all, we living in Babylon, as the scripture says. Babylon is what? Baby talk. When the prophet Isaiah said that noise, man, y'all. Yeah, I want to know, do y'all hear that noise? Do y'all hear that noise? That noise is do y'all hear that ding every now and then? Damn, that means gonna be in my recording. I don't know what that is. I try to turn off all my sound. And can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Why do you say no one can teach the Bible? Okay. So why do I say that? So I was getting into baby talk and why the prophet Isaiah talks about those who are weaned from the milk. What it means to be weaned from the milk. A lot of people the Bible is milk. The Bible, you think if the Bible is the word of God, you could just pick it up and open it, read it when you want to, throw it aside, come to it when you can't come to God. You can't come to God's word when you get ready. God's word don't come to you when you are ready. See, you're not going to be able to pick up God's word until you are ready. I think I'm going to have to say that again. You are not going to be able to pick up the word of God until you are ready. Everybody can suck on their mama titty. You're a babe. So anybody can open up the Bible. But babes don't teach a book that they open. When little children read a book, they don't go out and teach it. They remain meek. They remain humble. They just somebody that read a book. But somehow we read a book and we done became mighty and strong. And now we stand up. But won't fight the giant. But won't remove the burdens off our shoulders. You won't do that. That's why I say what? They lead us to the slaughterhouse. So they call us to their organizations and they slaughter our minds. With the what? Baby talk. So now you have to have what? The prophets of Babylon. So we have prophets, but they're not prophets of God. They're prophets of Babylon because the prophets of God, they wrote the vision down. The prophets of God wrote about the saints that was going to come and fulfill the vision that was foreseen by the prophets. That's why you don't have no prophets of God. What do you have right now? Christ and the saints. You have the army of God. And what we are doing? Fighting deception. Does not the writing say they're going to make war with the Lamb? So if the Lamb on earth, how somebody going to make war with somebody if they up there? So Christ going to come down and then he going to have, he coming down and he going to have to fight with us on earth? No, Christ is raised up. The Lamb is on earth. What are you doing? Fighting with what? False religions, false ideologies, backstabbers. These are the things that's going on, y'all. Like I say, so, and this the world we are living in when it comes to the spiritual realm. Because we're not warring with flesh and blood when it comes to these things, but what are we warring with? With the sword that's in our mouths. And as it was foretold and as it was written, I'm going to come fight with the sword that's in my mouth. Revelations. So, like I say, if you're not looking at the spiritual war like this, you just, again, your mind getting slaughtered by, everybody stocking up for this and we nervous about this. And at the same time, okay, yeah, that's reality, which I respect that. That's reality. But at the same time, we shouldn't be in a panic mode. We should be rejoicing right now. We should be coming together. We should be unifying. We should be encouraging one another, cheering one each other on. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't even understand what's on the table right now. You know, like it's so much on the table, and that's why I know this generation, for this generation to get this stuff that's on the table for us, we got to have the right people. It's impossible. It's impossible for us to get the blessing that's on the table without the right people receiving that blessing. That's how much the blessing is. You know, that's why no organization, no Christian organization, no biblical, nobody could go what? Touch that pot of gold except the one that was worthy. And again, it was going to have to be for the generation that was mature and ready. That's what the whole writing is about. The mature generation, the chosen generation, the generation of what? God is with us. The generation of Emmanuel. So now we're in that generation of Emmanuel where what? God is with us, the Lamb. So, and see, people understand when you deal with the writings of the prophecy is to conquer. But see, this is the part that we didn't just erase when it comes to conquering. Conquering what? Like, that's why the Bible ain't talking about everybody. Like, at the same time, you could link the Bible to this false spiritual teaching that make people feel good, you know, when it's conquering your soul and all this Christ, how would I do it? Christ consciousness or cooling lean or overcoming the bad spirit, you know, all that stuff, y'all. It's just stuff that's you're gonna get lost in translation with. It's water in the sea. You know, you got to come out of that water. And so right now, it's just meant for us to conquer and take the world back to bring healing to the nations. Because right now we bring light to the world, but we don't have power. So they're using us to bring whatever artificial light that they want to enlighten the world with. They use us. They use us now to spread this artificial light in the world. I bet you right now, majority of the Hollywood stars are us. I bet you. So when it comes to but the Hollywood stars are using artificial light. They're not the real stars of God. They're not shining natural light. That's not natural light in Hollywood. But we look up to those stars. So that's showing you why if they didn't need us, they wouldn't use us. But now we are the generation that's going back, and now, like just what I'm doing, I'm letting God use me. I could be out working for the system, but I'm letting God use me so I can bring what? Natural light. And natural light, what? Is going to bring forth the real Israelites. God is real. You know, and like I say, all this is what this commotion is, this Babylon is, why the Bible talk about the great Babylon, the mystery Babel. All these things right now are in the earth and they are happening. Bless those with the eyes to see. You know, you got to bless those with the eyes to see. So, but if you're still in here, why no one can teach the Bible? The Bible is a vision, you know. So I don't say this, you know, as a person who acting like my shit don't stink. I'm not speaking it from that standpoint. I'm fulfilling the book. If I wasn't fulfilling the book, I wouldn't be able to unseal it. So the Bible is a vision that don't need to be taught. So the only reason why I can give you the truth about it is because I'm fulfilling the book. So I'm doing it. So when I speak, I'm talking about what I'm doing and what I have to do. I'm not talking about so what another man did and what another man said and how you should follow another man and how you should. I'm not doing that. You know, my standpoint is totally different from anybody's standpoint that you ever heard. You know, a few might be sound bite me, but they not really standing on what I'm standing on. They just sound bite me. So they might sound like me, but it's a sound bite. So that's what I mean when no one can teach the Bible. You know, and that's why even the book it says a vision that's sealed. And it will be unsealed in the last days. When the one comes who comes in the volume of it to bring the fulfillment of it. And this is why no one should teach the Bible. So, like I say, when you're dealing with just teaching the Bible, what the hell are you teaching? You teaching what somebody got to do. That's really what they're doing. Like, people are literally teaching what somebody have to do. I don't think y'all heard me. I don't think y'all heard me, y'all. I don't think y'all see, these are the principal matters that that's gonna trip everybody up. You can't crack that rock. That's too solid. You teaching what somebody have to do. We don't even understand the Bible is a prophetic vision. So the Bible can't be about your kundalini or something. It's about things that have to take place. Now, if the Bible is going to take place about unity, then what made Christ the great shepherd? Oh, it ain't no sheep. We all shepherds. It ain't no sheep. We all shepherds. That's what everybody's saying. It ain't no sheep. We all shepherds. But then you go follow somebody tomorrow. Then you go look up to somebody a year from now. You looking up to somebody. You following somebody. But ain't no sheep or ain't no shepherds. That's that baby talk. You just regurgitating what you heard. It sound good. It feel good to you. So now you regurgitating and you babbling. That's what people doing. That's why y'all, I always say this story. Like, man, when I first came into the conscious community, because like I say, y'all, I didn't go and read no damn books or study and know nothing about no. I don't come from, black pride. I come from standing up for yourself. Don't take no bullshit. Get paid, take care of yourself, and hold yourself up. Have some standard. That's what I come from. So I always had a certain standard. I come from a good family. My family I didn't have a bad family. So I don't want people to think I don't come from an upbringing where I'm just, then I had two older brothers. They was in the streets. So I ain't really have to, all that being in the streets and my brothers didn't really teach me that. You see what I'm saying? They showed me the game. They didn't pass the game, taught me like, this way you go. Because I play a lot of sports. So they were like, stick with the sports. Go make some of you but it wasn't just, go be in the streets, And like I say, I didn't. And my brothers were 10 years older than me. We wasn't like, I had a big gap between me and my older brothers. It wasn't no, so, yeah, one of them was 11 years and one of them was 10 or 12, something like that. So, like I said, so when it comes to, a standard, do we really want to have a standard for our community? And what is our standard? What is our standard right now? So like I said, when I came into this country community, man, and I thought I was so far behind. I'm like, where did all these people learn this stuff from? I'm like, where did because I know they weren't teaching that in school. And like I say, it was sports and I wasn't listening to school. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm like, when I'm like, God damn, I'm like, man, he my age. I'm like, because this was new to me. I'm like, shit, he my age. I felt like, man, I felt like I was 30 years behind. Then see, I came out right when Hidden Colors came out. So I'm watching Hidden Colors. I'm like, damn, they dropping some Jews. I'm like, man, Hidden Colors. I'm like, ooh. I was showing my mom. I'm like, they was dropping so much information going back 1,000 years. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I was just sitting back amazed, and I had a little anger in me because I'm like, I've been lied to. They done lied to us. I was already had, I was, just anxious, but now that and I'm saying all this to talk about the Bible. If I go watch Hidden Colors right now, y'all, I can't watch 5 minutes of Hidden Colors. It's all garbage. It's about 95% garbage. You need to take now. When I first watched Hidden Colors, I watched that documentary until I was blue. I'm talking about, y'all. I knew the first 3 Hidden Colors like the back of my hand. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you how so real it was. I went and bought my 1,000 CDs, and I wanted everybody to have a CD. I was just passing them out. I wanted everybody to see it. I wanted the whole world. I just wanted to make it where the whole world seen it. I go turn Hidden Colors on right now, y'all. I can't watch 5 minutes of it. I can't watch 5 minutes of it. It's like 95% garbage. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just showing you how you don't really know the mystery Bible. God, you really have to come. That's why I say you can't be of this world. Because Babylon will be a mystery to you. And I know how it'd be a mystery to you, because shit, it was a mystery to me. And Babylon is great because people are considered great for what? Babbling. Just babbling. So like I said, when I first came in, man, I say, damn, I'm far behind. I'm like, I'll never catch up, man. I'll never catch up. You know, so I'm just like, man, you know, I'm going to play my part and shit, I'm going to get with my brother. So even when I came in, it was all about unity for me. I was just coming in, man, we finna do this, man. I know, shit, I'm looking at all these black men on Hidden Colors spitting all this knowledge. I'm like, well, shit, we got it. Where they at? You know, that was my framework. I'm like, shit, they got it, so let's do it. Shh. Man, you know, and like I say, y'all, so I was just telling that story, man, because the Babylon, you know, and you can really not see the Bible. You know, Revelations let you know Bible, the mystery Bible. Mystery Bible. Like we don't really, and that's why I say a lot of people just regurgitating information like a babe. What do babies do? What do babies talk about? What they see and heard. You ain't seen Jesus and you ain't heard him, so what you talking about? Babble. That's what you're talking about, Babble. And this is the great Babylon. The mystery Babylon. The mystery Babylon. The mother of harlots. Decked in fine garments. Beautified. And it's beautiful to grab a microphone and talk about Jesus and talk about Christ and hype up the crowd and praise. It's great to do that, huh? You'll be considered a great man. We went to a church down here in Atlanta. The church so big, when the church fill up, they set you in a dark room watching YouTube. And we had to walk. We had to walk about a half a mile, maybe a quarter of a mile. We had to walk about a quarter of a mile to get to the church. The church was so packed. Look, I'm talking about packed. They put us in a dark room watching YouTube. When I say dark room, you can't even see your feet. It's so dark enough. And we watching YouTube. For what? I can do that in the car. I can do that on the toilet. Shit, they even got where you can put your phone on the shower now. So I'm going to church to watch a pastor on YouTube. This is how packed the church is. So that's great. Look how many people coming. And he got 2 services. That's the great Babylon and also a mystery. Now what are you doing for the people? What are you doing? He's doing the same thing. The pastor who got 5 members at his church, he's doing the same thing. But guess what he could do? He make it sound good. He make it feel good. It says we're going to have itchy ears and heave to ourselves teachers. Let's read it. Let's read. I ain't read nothing yet, so let's read. No people. He ain't reading scriptures. I done read 1,000,000 scriptures. Do one video and don't read a scripture. Itchy ears Bible verse. 2 Timothy. We're going to go to 2 Timothy right quick, y'all. 2 Timothy 4. Second Timothy 4. Second Timothy 4. I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts they shall heave themselves teachers, having itchy ears. So like I said, we went to the brother church, packed, stupid packed. And this is about, I want to say 2 months ago. Here in Atlanta. It's about 2 months ago. Because we, like I said, we had met these two sisters, and they was from fired up sisters. Actually, energy was pretty good for some Christian sisters, young girls too, man, young in their 20s, and of course, we got the talking, and they kind of put our back against the wall where we had to tell them what the real was, and when we told them, they was like, if it is, Father, reveal it. And that's why I say I respect their spirit coming from a Christian point of view. So actually the church they go to, I didn't know it was that big till I got there. My brother was telling me like, man, it's a big pastor. But when we got there, it was like, oh shit, this, and it's packed out. Like I say, it was so packed they put us in a little dark room with about 50 to 80 people with YouTube video on. That's how packed it was, literally. But what is this doing? This is after their own lust. He must sound good. I have seen him, but I can't really remember him. I know he's a young dude, so energetic, but people, they must like him. He got the young folks' ears. They like him. And it's what? After their own lust. You don't supposed to go to a teacher because of what you feel, because God don't create the teacher, no matter how you feel. You see how feelings might get involved and you might miss God because of your feelings and your lust? So it says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. Now, of course, I'm giving a sound doctrine. That's why people like, man, YahJew, what you doing to these people? I just told them the truth. It's sound, and they go out and speak it. They ain't got to come to class. Now, they might not can't answer every question you ask them, and you try to trip them up. But they can give you a sound doctrine. And see, this is what the scripture says. It says, those who believed on me, as the scripture says, out of their belly will flow living waters. So if you told the truth and somebody accepted the truth, then they can't go speak the truth. So you telling me after you tell the truth, somebody can't go speak that truth? I told you teach the lie. This is a fulfillment. So I show the light and light candlesticks, and what? They go shine their light. So people don't even understand. I don't have class. We don't go over scriptures, and now sometimes I might read a chapter, we might go over a little something, but we do, but we don't. It ain't a regular thing where we just be going over scriptures all day. Well, I have to teach this. No, I have to tell it. The truth is told, the lies are taught. If you're going to teach me something, teach me a craft. The truth is told, not taught. So it said again, for they would not endure sound doctrine. Now we know this is sound doctrine. That's why it makes so many people mad. Then it says what? But after their own lust shall they heave to themselves teachers having itchy ears. Oh, it sounds good? It scratched my ear? I'm rolling with that. Then it says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. What was that truth? That sound doctrine. It says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth. So people always say Christ gonna come to the sky and then I'm gonna know the truth. Well, right now it's telling you the truth gonna be a sound in the earth that many people gonna what? Turn their ears away from. That's what it's just what it says. It's gonna be a sound in the earth that many people turn their ear away from. This is what the truth is. That's why the truth is being spoken, not taught. And what people are doing, turn their ears away from it. So then it says, and she'll be turned unto fables. I got to read that again, y'all. It says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and she'll be turned into fables. Now, what's a fable, y'all? A man riding on a cloud? A son of a man? You know how you get a son of man, y'all? You get a son of man from a nutsack and a vagina. So you gonna tell me somebody from a nutsack and a vagina is riding on the clouds? If that ain't a fable for you, I don't know what's a fable. I just don't know what a fable. That's a fable, y'all. That's a fable. You know, a son of man gonna walk on water, and no son of man on earth walked on water yet. So God ain't blessed nobody since 2,000 years ago. God ain't passed out no more blessings. Oh, he ran out of blessings. That's what you're saying. If Jesus walked on water 2,000 years ago, and you got all these sons of men who say they connected to David and Abraham, who Jesus come from, God ran out of blessings? Can no son of man walk on water right now? That's a fable if you really want a son of man to walk on water. That's a fable. You want a son of man to flash like lightning. So what's happening to this generation? I'm going to read it again. 2 Timothy 4, let's start at verse 2. It says, preach the word. Just let you know the word is spoken. It's not written, y'all. Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. Pay attention to that sound doctrine, because that sound doctrine is the truth. But after their own lusts shall they heave to themselves teachers, having itchy ears. Oh, I like this pastor. I like him. I like him. I like him. There's only one. So what you in your feelings for? You shouldn't even be in your feelings about what? Who you like, because there's only one. Then it says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned into fables. So the truth ain't in the book, because you don't turn your ears away from the book, because the book don't talk. That's why you like this all the time. What do you turn away your ears from? Something that makes a sound that's telling you the truth. Now, it can't be all the teachers that's telling you the truth, because what? It just told you people going to heed to themselves teachers based on what? They lust. What they want to hear. How they feel. But the truth hurts. You know when Pac made that song? I came to bring the pain. Hardcore to the brain. Let's go inside and hash the flames. Y'all don't get that poetry, huh? Well, this is the time where what? The pain is being brought. It's being brought right here. To what? Set it on fire. You know? So this is the time, y'all, where the pain is being brought. And like I say, so that's what's going on right now, y'all. We got teachers. So this is why I have this title up here. This is why, you know, the great judgment, the wrath of God. Like this is the wrath. Like, what is the wrath of God? Like, it's the wrath of God to teach the Bible? Like, I think, like I said, these are these breadcrumbs, because I know sometime when I be talking, and that's the whole point of coming down from the mountain, because you can't talk from the mountain. If I'm up here and I'm yelling and you down here, you ain't gonna hear me. You might hear 2 words. So I gotta come down and have a conversation with you. So a lot of times I be speaking. Well, that's why I always let people up, because I can get up here and start talking. I'm speaking from the mountain. When I let people up, I come down from the mountain and meet them where they at. That's kind of what that represents. Because if I just get up here and just start talking from the mountain, you're like, man, what is it? What? Yeah, it's almost like Chinese. You know, so we really have to understand, y'all, that the truth is spoken. And this is the day of Pentecostal. What is costing people from hearing the truth right now? Out of everything on the face of the earth, what's costing people? Now, the other little stuff, See, this is the core of it. Then everything else branch out from here. You got the movies, you got the pastors, you got the school, you got the theology, you got the Council of Nicaea. All this branch out from this. But this right here, this pen, oh, it got us. That pen, oh man, the Pentecostal. So the pen is causing people from hearing the truth. So how do I remove the pen? And matter of fact, it's written that's what Christ do. Remove it. Christ removed the writings. Let me read it to you, y'all. Christ take the Bible away. Shit. This is what. Let's go to the book of Colossians. Christ take the Bible away, y'all. Let's go to Colossians 2. I'm going to start at verse 13. I'm going to just keep it direct. I want to make this be direct. It says, and you being dead in your sins and uncircumcision of your flesh, had he quickened together with him, having forgiven you all trespasses, blotting out the handwriting of ordinance that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross. So the one that comes in the fulfillment of the Bible is stuck with the Bible. He's stuck with the fulfillment. It's on his shoulders. That's why Christ is nailed. Everybody else got to pick their cross up. They're not stuck with this. I'm stuck with it. So it's letting you know that the handwritings are contrary to us, because what do you fight the spoken word with? Your imaginations. What got you imagining what God gonna do? The prophecies of God. The prophecies of God got you imagining what he gonna do. So God is doing what God's supposed to do, and you tripping because of what? The handwriting of ordinance. So I came what? And put these upon my cross, which I'm stuck with, until what? I fulfill it. That's what the nails in the hand, nails in the foot. You see what I'm saying? So, verse 15. And having spoiled principalities and powers. Now, why are the powers and principalities finna be spoiled? Ain't nobody finna eat that information no more. It's like spoiled milk. You don't drink spoiled milk. You don't eat spoiled meat. You ain't gonna accept that no more. Why? It says, and having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly. So what I'm doing, all principles and powers, they standpoint is the book. The world that you live in was created off the book. The ancient world wasn't created off the book. The world we live in has used this book. All principles, powers, principalities has established their foundations off this book. That's why Putin was a great example to show you, well, look, I stand with Christ, because all they principles, all they principalities is based off the biblical writings. Rome, the Roman Catholic Church, the British Empire, America, the Supreme Court, it's all powers and principalities according to the book that we read. So the one who takes it away by telling the truth, he gonna nail it to his cross. This is why Christ is nailed to the cross. So it says, but then he made a show of them openly. Now, why is this show being done openly? Because now this message is being told to the world. A lot of times when the prophets speak, the prophets didn't get a chance to talk to the world. Haile Selassie was the first emperor to speak to the all nations. Let it marinate. Haile Selassie was the first Salic-minded dynasty king to speak to all nations. Let it marinate. Nobody before him got a chance to speak to the United Nations. And Haile Selassie barely spoke English. So when all that, like I said, y'all, so like I said, when you put the steps together, when you put the layers together, see, Just like the lies stack, the truth also have layers. And a lot of people don't start at ground zero. It's throwing everything out. See, that's ground zero. See, if you don't start there, you might rise up fast, but soon you'll wither away. I done had a lot of people done it. They didn't throw everything out. They kept a whole bunch of shit. You know what? He saved Christ, but shit, you know, I don't know. So I'm gonna pull this out, but shit, I ain't getting rid of this nigga. He gonna have to really, you know, he gonna have to really show me, because I ain't getting rid of this. He gonna have to show me. And then you try to mix it with the new wine, and then it just don't taste right. You know, you don't do that. So this showing you why Christ is here to take the Bible away. So what I'm doing, y'all, I'm taking the Bible away. That's my job. That's why I'm stuck on the cross. It's my job to take the book away. And what I'm supposed to do? Spoil the principalities and powers. Anybody that puffs himself up, God is against. It's written in the book. Whoever puffs himself up, God is against you. Who told you to puff yourself up? Your fleshly mind? It's going to get you in trouble. You know? So, matter of fact, I'm going to read it since you think I know a lot of people think, you know, I got to read the scriptures. I bring 1 million scriptures out, but I got to bring 2 million, maybe 3, maybe 4. But let's get the scripture. If you go to Isaiah 2 and 12, I'm in the book of Isaiah 2 and 12. And it reads, "For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud." What you proud of? You read the book? You read it 2 times. No, you read it 3 times. My bad. You read it 10 times. You proud of that, huh? Okay. You proud of putting your fringes on. You proud of that, huh? Okay. You proud of that. Okay. You proud you study Hebrew. You proud of that, huh? Okay. But you're not proud of, are you fulfilling the will of God? See, with all that putting on your suits, with all the sermons, with all the people you think you awaken, are you proud of these things? Or are you proud of doing the will of God? See, that's 2 different things. The will of God ain't standing behind a book, preaching it. The will of God ain't building a church, getting members. That's not the will of God. So what are you proud of? What is man proud of when it comes to God? So man should be in this meekest form, right? Because the prophet Isaiah say what? 2 and 12, "For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty." What's lofty, y'all? They ain't a ghetto word. I'm from the ghetto, so I gotta look it up. Let's go to Webster. Let's see what lofty is. We know what proud is, but what is lofty? I don't know if I'm even saying it right. Let's see what lofty is, y'all. Let's see what lofty is. Of imposing height. So lofty is, I look down on you. I look down on you. Who you is, little boy? You can't, you know, if I go walk into a palace and say I'm Christ, you're gonna look down on me. Where your congregation at? Where your building at? Where your suit at? You're gonna look down on me because he lofty. And he proud. So I'm gonna read again. Isaiah 2 and 12. "For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low." So none of these people are doing the will because they're not trying to bring nobody low. They screaming peace. Peace, brother, peace. God is a mighty man of war. Where's the war tactics? Where's the war tactics? And that's why we never got these spiritual teachings to attack with our mouths. That's why Pac said the best. He say, I learned to fight with my pen, but Pac was at 20 years old. He still had a lot of emotions he was dealing with. But he was on a whole nother level. That's why he ate wild honey. He wore a leather strap. He didn't have a golden strap. He had a leather strap, and he had wild honey. So to understand that, y'all, fighting with our mouths in unity and in order is a very powerful weapon. Y'all trust me. That's why they did this. You notice the chiefs. Because back then, y'all, everybody ain't talk. What you gonna talk about? Then nobody sat around and just talk all like. What you gonna talk about? Like that wasn't normal. Gossip that wasn't normal. So a lot of chiefs did all the talking. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying people just didn't communicate. We communicated, but we just didn't. So once the chief mouth got closed, he couldn't give no commands. That's like right now. Your governor, he go everywhere. How many places you go? You don't go nowhere. Your governor, they travel everywhere. But if they take your governor, you ain't been nowhere. So now your governor can't talk to you and tell you where you going. You don't know because shit, you ain't been nowhere. Because you wasn't the governor. So the chiefs back then, and most of the chiefs didn't leave at all. It was only a few chiefs that's left. So if you got rid of these people, the people that was of the village, shit, they ain't know nothing. All they knew was their village. So when somebody got took, they like, shit, I ain't know where I'm at. We just think everybody knew everything. Everybody don't know everything right now. You don't know everything, and everything on your phone. You still don't know everything. Everything right now is in your hand, and you still don't know everything. Back then, they didn't have no books or nothing, but they supposed to know everything. They supposed to just wake up and know everything. Come on now, y'all. That don't work that way. But this is the mentality we in. Y'all, even back then, everybody didn't know everything. If you got rid of a few people, that messed up the whole tribe. Even the skillful men didn't travel everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just didn't travel. It just didn't work that way, y'all. So like I said, we don't even look into, like I say, into the prophetic vision. And I know we don't because the Bible. The Bible. And if you don't get rid of the Babylon, that's why it says everybody had drunk from the cup. Everybody had drunk from the cup, y'all. So it says, well, this is going to be brought low. So when I talk about the will of God, y'all, the will of God is to conquer. That means to tear down so we can rebuild. So you're not tearing down nothing by standing behind the scripture and preaching. That's why the Hebrews done put on a great show, but they're going to be like a flower that fade away. That's why the root. You can cut the stump, the root won't still be there. And if you leave the stump, then what? Something gonna sprout from that stump. But a flower fades. So the Hebrews stood up like mighty men, right? The Hebrew Israelites, they stood up like mighty men. Oh man, they stood up ready. Some of them had their swords, they had their shackles on their hands, they got their crowns on their head. But what they was fighting? Who they was fighting? What they was fighting? They act like they was fighting something, but what was they fighting? Or what was they fighting for? Because they on the corner fighting our people to join their organization and wait on Christ. Could you believe that, y'all? At least the churches kept it decent and stayed inside and just told you to come sup with me. No, they're on the corner dogging people out. Hey, just join my shit and wait on Christ. Damn, that's what you want me to do, dog? You want me to join your organization and wait on Christ? Like I can't do that at church. The only difference is you put on fringes and you follow some dates on the calendar. And you say, I was telling brother man the other day, I said, shit, they drinking wine, but Christ ain't make that wine they drinking. So they ain't drinking Christ wine because Christ ain't make that wine. They getting that wine. Matter of fact, Esau make their wine. They'll do better making their own wine. So they saying Esau the white man, they drinking the white man wine at the same time, saying they what? They doing all this for Christ. No, you're not, bro. You're doing all this to be proud and lofty. You're trying to lift yourself up. You're on the corners right now, lifting yourself up above your brothers and sisters, calling yourself prophets, looking down on them. So who God gonna be against? I just read it, Isaiah 2 and 12. The proud and lofty. These are the proud and lofty ones. But God is gonna use them what? To reveal his majesty. So everybody is being used. That's why there's no need to get mad. It's what? Continue to do what needs to be done. You know, and that's the will of God. That's the long suffering. And like I said, that's all that's in scriptures, y'all. But the long suffering was for the appointed time. Because the level I'm at, y'all, and the level people who have accepted the truth at, it's like, man, this is like, but for us to get this kingdom, y'all, this blessing that's on the table, it can't be given to no any people. It got to be given to a mature, understanding people. And that's what all these years have been for. Pruning, squaring us up, getting us prepared for what's really ahead. And again, it's almost like you can't bring a child into the, well, you can, but you know, it destroys people who bring children into the world when they're not ready. You know, they become emotional, traumatized. They ain't lived their life yet. You know, they got all kind of emotions come above. You know, so I was trying to find another example. I didn't really want to use that one, but it's just like, you know, something you're not ready for. So we have to be ready because this is an everlasting kingdom. This is something that's going to be presented to the world. Even what the Roman Catholic Church set up, it wasn't presented to the world. You know, it wasn't presented to the world in a way that this is going to be presented to the world. So at the same time, it was presented to the world, but not on a major scale. Now I can't deny that, but like how this finna be done. You know, you gotta do a lot of stuff in the dark when you're telling a lie. You know, a lot of stuff just have to be done in the dark. But when you're telling the truth, everything is done in the open. That's why even the spoiling of principalities and powers was gonna be done in the open. You know, so they receive and they fall openly. You know, TikTok, all these social media platforms, this is an open platform. So when people ask me, I need to start going to that scripture. When people ask me, well, why Christ on TikTok? Well, because Christ was going to destroy the principalities and powers on an open platform. They was going to do it openly. You know, so right now, what's going on? Christ is openly talking to the people while what? Destroying every principle and principality and powers which stand on the Holy Bible. And all the kingdoms that have been set up with the British, the United Nations, they all stand on the principles and principalities of the scriptures. This facts. You know. So yeah, y'all. So we here, man. Like I said, we here. The thing about it is we fighting our own people. You know, I try to tell people, it was my twin brother that got rid of me. It wasn't the enemy, it was my twin brother. And why my twin brother got rid of me? Because God favored me and he seen it and he didn't like it. You know, I wouldn't have did that. That's the thing. I wouldn't have did that. Not me. No. For what? Because, like I say, y'all, when we're talking about a pure heart, pure mind, you know, thoughts are powerful, y'all. And man, when you talk about a pure mind, y'all, you're talking about something that's, you know, how to explain. It's almost like when you're a child, you go back to your childhood before, you know, you got maybe to 5. And I'm not just this figurative thing, but just understand that a baby that young, that's why they ask Christ, what do you got to do to enter heaven? And he pointed to that child right there. You really got to have that kind of mind, because if you don't, evil thoughts will enter your mind. So the babe mind is just you want stuff to just flow. You know, you just want to smile and you want shit to flow. Like we should be at a time where if you don't want to smile and you don't want stuff to flow, what are you here for? What are you here for? This is what time we at. What are you here for? You don't want nothing to flow? You don't want to smile? Why? You know, and some people hold on to stuff. That's why, you know, some people are hoarders. They don't want to let go of nothing. But who made that song? Bag Lady? Erykah Badu. Shit, you gotta let that shit go. Let it go. You know, and when you learn to let things go, like I said, that's that child mind. You know, a child don't wake up being mad about yesterday. Even when you done whoop the child. A lot of people ain't raised kids. You ever whoop the child and just really, you know, punish them, and you know, the next day they not saying, "Mama, why you whoop me, Mama?" You know, they everything back normal. They ain't holding no grudges. This shit back normal. That's a child. Child just wants stuff to flow. So this government have to be ran and united with those kind of leaders who just want it to flow. And they got a scripture where it says, not many wise men are called. Bible verse. Yeah. I got some guests want to come up, y'all. Y'all hold up right quick. Give me. I mean, I just want to read the scripture. I'll let one of y'all up. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 1:26. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 1:26. Let's start at 22. I'm in 1 Corinthians. I'm going to start at 22. It says, "For the Jews require a sign, and Greeks seek after wisdom. But we preach Christ crucified, to the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness." Now, what's foolishness to the Greeks, which are wise people, you know, Christ being crucified is foolishness to them. And to the Jews, it tripped them up. They get the tripping. You know, the Jews are us. They get Christ they get the tripping hard. The Greeks, man, that's foolishness. They just like ha. So it says, "But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God." So Christ's wisdom right now, it says, "But to them which are called," they realize Christ is the power and the wisdom. It says, verse 25, "Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men." Now we finna get into why many wise men are not called. Because we talking about simple things right now. It says, "And the weakness of God is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called." So this letting you know status. We talking about status. We talking about it don't matter. You have to recognize where the power and wisdom at. Bless those with the eyes to see. I'm just the fulfillment. Let me get into some of the guests, y'all.
Brother, how you doing, man? You alright? I just came from a live, yeah?
Okay,
Brother,
peace.
how you doing? I hope you're alright, man.
I'm good, bro.
You know what's so confusing for a Muslim, bro, yeah? I've come from another live, yeah? They're arguing about Jesus. Some Jewish man called Jesus. I've come on here. Now you're Christ. Like, as a Muslim, I'm confused now, my brother. Can you help me?
Well, before I came up, I think you was already confused. That's why you still looking for the truth. Because if
No,
you
I'm
have
not confused in my religion. Not in my religion. I'm Muslim, bro. I'm lucky. Brother, if my Christ was paying child support, I'll be stressed. You're on child support.
Yeah, you want to play. This is why you confused, because you are looking for the truth. Now, I just told you the crucifixion of Christ, where Christ going to suffer many things. So you don't want Christ to suffer. You want what? A fairy tale. You know, so remain in the comments. Jacob, you always come up. I don't have nobody else that really want to come up, y'all. But so like I say, y'all, that's what's going on right now, y'all. The gospel is being spoken, then the end will come. So it's not about, the sky cracking. Something is really gonna be said. Something is really gonna be said, and that's gonna what? The end gonna come. Now, this saying will do what? Destroy Babylon. That's why Dragon Ball Z, I always talk about Dragon Ball Z as the lost sayings. These sayings are lost. We have to take it back. So it's not about what's written, it's about actually what we say. That's what it's about. It's about what we say. So we have to understand, y'all, that the spoken word is God. It's not the written word. That's why I say the words that I speak are spirit. This is not God. This is the written word. This is the written real, which is the vision. This is the vision of God. This is not the word. What's going on? Peace, peace.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm just sitting back here vibing, listening to what you have to say. It's amazing.
That's what's up, brother. That's what's up.
That's what's up, yep.
You got something for me, or you were just vibing? Just taking it all in?
I'm just vibing, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking it in, and I'm listening, and I'm hearing what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, the world is something else, I tell you. And I'm thankful to be here. I've been through so much, and I've been on that spiritual path since I was a young boy, but it took many years to grow up to have the understanding of what you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, and different experiences that it's amazing. I mean, I'm 58 right now. I'm just like, wow. I know I sound younger because the Lord's been keeping me because I've been saying my prayers.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. Yeah, it's a good time to be living in. I know that they try to put a lot of stress and a lot of burdens on us that, that make us feel like the world is never back right. But if you really got the eyes to see right now, this is a great time to be alive. And also especially to be alive to take part in what's actually taking place, which is history in the making.
It's a bit shocking, to be honest with you. I mean, sometimes, like, you never knew you'd get this far until you wake up the very next day, and then you'd be like, wow, like I've made it this far because, coming from where I came from, I just seen so much. I've seen so much. I've seen so much wonderful things. At the same time, life in itself, the lesson that's put here before us, you know what I'm saying, in this mind, body, and soul. I sometimes I'm lost for words. But then, when as my individual self, when I'm alone, like everything that I encompass or the things that you're saying and other brothers are saying and stuff, I mean, I encompass it by myself. So I just wonder, it's like when I hear it coming from you or someone else and it's the same as I've been taught, it's that I find comforting. It's amazing. It's fantastic. You're on the right track in life. Yeah, pretty much. And but like every day, as you say, every day, it's like every day now since I'm like in my 58. It's like now it really feels new again. It really feels new again. Like, wow, I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's just a spiritual connection that I may have and God's blessings on me. So I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely doing something right because I'm feeling good. And sometimes you just got to maintain. You got to be cool. I see so much going on. It's like, wow, coming from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s and whatnot, living in the United States, living in Europe now, going to India. I went to India one time. Very beautiful time. I tell you, my brother, it was excellent. So just seeing some of the different structures that was built out there, ancient times from like many, many years ago, like thousands of years ago. I I was like, oh Lord, thank you for letting me see your world and let me see the past worlds before. As I walked through the ruins of these kingdoms that existed before in a place called Hampi in India. It was a very far journey, probably one of the farthest places I've ever went, and that was quite incredible. I must admit, that was really shocking. I seen some black Africans over there that were settled over there for 500 years.
Okay. You say in talking about India?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's definitely yeah, like matter of fact, in India got a lot of my brother was telling me like they run a lot of stuff in Ethiopia. They have a lot of control in Ethiopia. They got a lot of stores. So yeah, I'm definitely see
There's something
that.
about Indian people wherever they go, that's just their instinct, man. They just open up a business, they do this, they do that, and the other. I don't think there's any qualms with the Ethiopians because they're a very powerful bunch over there. It's not like a thing of like the Indians will go over there to take over. No, they break bread and they let them in for business. They're very calm people, like especially in India. In England, it's a little bit different because
Well,
they're
yeah,
in that colonial thing, so they're a little bit.
they got a history that talks about how. I got an echo. I don't know if you got another device playing, but the British
Oh yeah,
Empire.
let me turn that down.
The British Empire actually looted Ethiopia in 1868, and nobody talks about it. And India was the
Right.
first country to go in Ethiopia to help them do these things. So
Wow.
it's a lot of history that we kind of that's swept under the rug that's coming out in these last days. And
Yeah,
that's
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 deep.
gonna change. A lot of outlook on a lot of things of why, and I guess it's gonna bring the understanding of why certain things are going on. It's gonna bring a lot of understanding. So
I was looking at the I was looking at the thingy bob. What is it called? I was looking at the what was it? Oh yeah, it's called the what is it called? The Black Diary Channel? Is that it? Black History Diary Channel, something online on YouTube. And let me just see if I can get the correct name. It was uh, uh I'm something I care. I think Black Diary Channel. I'm not sure, but what I did learn off of that, man, I saw these ancient Chinese people. I seen the original Filipino people. They all were dark melanated people and whatnot over there in China. At one point, it's like they were hid from history. You have that black samurai guy. Well, you might know about him, a Yasuke, who was a black samurai who was in the feudal era of Japan at one time. And wow, he was like the first black samurai. They just done this game on PlayStation, and there was this big upheaval, like, oh, he's a black samurai. There's no such thing, because people didn't know the history of Yasuke, who was a slave that was in Japan, got taken by a samurai guy. Next thing, but I'm just saying, I had saw all of these different type of things on this one YouTube channel that was talking about, the black China man and this and that, and then when you see their complexion, they were super dark, and I'm like, oh, and then you see the Chinese. The Chinese are not too bad. I saw this one. Well, I can't really say completely, but there was this guy called Jerry in China, a Nigerian. He speaks fluent Chinese, and he's over there. He's got a YouTube channel. He's very funny. He cooks the food. He breaks bread with the people, and they seem to be very, very calm. They kind of like it when you speak their language and whatnot. It's like if you're speaking with people from Eritrea, Habesha people. If you go Kamalaha, Kamalahi, you speak their language. I noticed that, or any kind of Spanish or stuff. People, they kind of take to you more when you can speak their language, or their culture, their food. Like Nigerians, especially, they love it if you know like what a goosey is, a wedu, and efo, and this and that. But the breakdown of us as a people, Black Americans, Jamaicans, and people from the diaspora versus our ancestry back home. Like, for example, listen to this. My mom came over to visit me from America, and I met this girl named Patricia at the gym. You know what? The girl looked identical to my mother. And it was so weird because when I first met her, it was just that thing. I just couldn't line it up until I went home. And I was like, one day I see a picture of my mom. I say, oh my God, look, Patricia and my mom, they look the same.
But
So my
yeah,
mame came over.
I
We
don't mean
went
to
to
cut your
visit
story
them.
off. Yeah, I don't mean to cut your story off though, brother man. But
Yeah, yeah, cool, cool.
it kind of can't get kind of more back into the lesson. But yeah, man, like I said, it's just about us coming together and unifying and healing the world. That's what all it's about. At the end of the day, the world is being enlightened to bring healing to all nations. You know, that's what we need. This world needs healing. You know, there's too much technology,
Yeah,
it's
it
too
does.
much understanding. It's just too many of us in this world for us not to fix it. You know, and that's the enlightened minds that have to come together and do their job. You know, so that's where we at with things, man. I don't know, have you ever checked out the website?
Your website? No, I haven't, but I will. Well, how can I check it out? Is it in front of me there? Can I see it?
Yeah, YahJew.com.
Okay, I see it. YahJew.com. I will check it out. I'll go straight to that. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, go check it out. Read the declaration, man. We got a petition to judge the British Parliament, the Roman Catholic Church, whatever name you want to, you want to call it.
I heard you talk about that before, man. That's deep, man. I know.
Mhm.
That's crazy how they came in with that, man. But who are they? Why they do that? Who are they, man?
Well, they just when it says they there was instruments used by God. Like we can't. That's why it's not about pointing the finger. It's about fixing the problem. So
Yeah, that's true.
they was used by God because of our actions. At the same time, we wasn't living right. We can't.
That's
We can't,
true.
hold our head up like we was over there loving each other. We was over there killing each other. Like I hope TikTok don't ban, but we was over there doing all kind of stuff, man. So
Facts.
God just used them as a tool to get rid of that generation and bring forth a purified generation
Absolutely.
who understand what they got a whooping for. I understand why I got a whooping. And I learned from it. So
I'm glad you said that because that's the same theory I believe as well, and that's facts, man. God uses other people to take care. He do their hands. His work is done through our hands. This is facts. That's pretty deep, man. I appreciate you on that one, man, for sure. So what's good, man? Where you at? What part of the States are you in?
I'm in Atlanta.
Are you born in Atlanta?
No, I'm from Louisiana.
Louisiana. Wow. I'm from Virginia. I was born in Virginia, raised in New York, Los Angeles, California.
Okay. East Coast to the West Coast. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, brother,
man.
it was good talking to you, though, man. Like I say, definitely check us out.
Good talking to you too, my brother.
In the UK?
Most definitely. Sorry?
Okay. How long you been out there?
Hey, man, I've been traveling the world since 1991. I haven't been back to the States since 2000, okay?
Damn.
And just before I went back in 96, and I left it because I've been traveling, playing music and whatnot. I stopped all of that. I'm cool right now. I've been out here for quite a spell. I'm on my way to Africa next year. I'm leaving here permanently.
That's what's up.
I'm going to go straight to Ghana. I got my contacts there.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Man, make that move, man.
That's what's up, yeah.
Yeah. All right, brother. It was good talking to you.
I'm going to go back to the States too. My mother's in North Carolina. I'm going to go visit her soon. Then I'm going to head out there and just count my blessings and keep it up. Man, God's been directing my path, man, but you got to stay on top of it because it's just amazing, as you say. It really is. So that's where I'm headed next. And God willing, I'll make it there in one piece. It'd be fantastic. Be cool. Just pray to the Most High God and keep it moving. That's what I've always done. That's why I made it this far.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
And you know, we come from a rough time, man. From back there in the States, like I said, coming through the 70s, the 80s, seeing all of that, meeting all of them, see some of my brethren, fallen soldiers, because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They gotta pray, man. They gotta believe, man. Because if you don't, I mean, it's not really working in your favor. I wouldn't think so. But God bless them anyway, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
That's what's up. I'm out, my God. It's nice talking to you. I will see you again. Bless you. Keep doing what you're doing. And all praises be to the Most High God. Amen.
All right. Peace, salute
Peace
to you.
out.
That's what's up, man. That's what I say. Some people been traveling shit their whole life. Some people ain't never traveled. That's how it was back then. Everybody didn't go everywhere, y'all. Some people never been to England. Some people been to England and America back and forth, So back then it was the same way. So like I say, right now, y'all, we just coming together as a unified people with one mind, one sound. With one mind, one sound band. And that sound is echoing across the whole wide world right now. And bringing what? The truth into the earth. With what? The sound doctrine, y'all. It's a sound doctrine. Don't turn your ears away from it. It says we was going to turn our ears away from the truth. You know, that's what we're doing, y'all. I must have never go live around this time. It's like it never in my face. You are against white people. Do you see color? Who told you I was against white people? Where you get that from? Most of the time, you see me going after my brother. So, like I say, man, people just, you probably want. I think you'll hate anyway, Jacob. Then you want them haters anyway. But like I say, y'all, right now a lot of people have taken the Bible and made a religious book when the Bible is a political book. The Bible is a political book. Yeah, the Bible is a political book. So what you have to understand that the Bible is about government, order, structure. It's not about you reading and studying and meditating on and teaching. That's not what the vision is written for. The vision is about a fulfillment that's going to set up God's order to bring unity in the earth. That's what God ought to do. God laws and God order establishes unity in the earth. And without the order is no what? Without the order is no unity. Without the order is no unity. So we must understand, y'all, that these things are in the earth. They are happening as they was prophesied. They are not happening as the way they was taught. The way these things was taught, they are not happening that way. The vision is not happening the way it was taught. It's happening the way it was seen. It's happening the way it was foretold. But it's not happening the way it's being taught. Ain't no man gonna ride on no clouds. Ain't no man gonna crack the sky. None of those things gonna happen, y'all. The Spirit of God is gonna go upon what? Human beings, and they gonna what? Do the will of God. That's the work that has to be done. So so yeah, y'all, I put the sword up all the time to let people know God's word is the sharpest thing known to man. So that lets you know right now God's word stands out. If God's word is the sharpest thing known to man, then God's word has to stand out. If God's word didn't stand out, it can't be the sharpest thing known to man. It can't be. So right now, y'all, like I say, man, we understand what's happening. Understand what's happening. Because this is the happening. I don't know, y'all so ignorant, bro. If y'all got a police record with no mugshot, you don't have a police record. This dude just said this. Let me make sure, because I ain't getting it.
So pretty much what you're saying.
What's up?
What's going on? So pretty much what you're saying, you're the Christ?
Correct.
Okay, so how must we obtain eternal life?
You said what we must do?
Yeah.
Accept the one who God sent.
But how do we know specifically that that's you?
Well, that's why you're gonna have witnesses. So
So
you gotta understand, like right now, when you read the Bible, you have witnesses. You don't have Christ's words. You have people who witness what he said. So in today's times, you're gonna have to believe the witnesses. Now, some people get a chance to talk to Christ. They still can't see him. That's why it says he came to his own, but his own received him not. The light shines in darkness, darkness comprehended not. So a lot of people can't comprehend what's happening right now. So they just say, well, I don't believe it. I mean, I ain't going for that. But again, it's simply the witnesses that you're going to get it from. Unless you're chosen by God, you're going to see.
so what? How does that equate to like the tree of life?
Well, you got to understand the Bible is talking about the life and death that's in the tongue. That's why the scripture says the power of life and death is where? In the tongue. So the people who tell you lies, they lead you to the slaughterhouse. False shepherds. The one who's going to come speak the truth, he going to be coming giving life.
So when the Bible says like you would know them like by their fruit, like what does that mean? Like what does that mean specifically?
What I mean by what they doing, what they bear. Christ is a shepherd that's doing something for the people. A false shepherd is really keeping the people trapped or keeping the people in the position that they are in. So you can look at your leaders, look at your teachers, look at your men of God. What are they doing for us? Standing behind a book and talking? That's why they have prophets of Babylon. It's a reason for that. They prophets, but of what? Not of God. Because God gonna actually have works that's gonna profit the people. That's why it's two resurrections. But the first resurrection is those who see it and those who come help build it. The second resurrection is when everybody see it, because what? He gonna be shown to the world.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So as far as like with your whole walk, like how did God specifically like reveal to you that you were him?
Well, it's almost like I was moved. God's spirit is like the wind, and I received the seven spirits, which is the fullness of God. So that gave me knowledge, wisdom, understanding, insight, foresight. It just equipped me to move me and understand, what I was, whatever I was picking up. And that's kind of how this will happen to me. So it ain't like I actually talk to God or none of these things. It don't work that way. It's a spirit that moves you and makes you do things pertaining to God.
So you're saying like you don't really talk to God? It's just a spirit that just manifested itself and it gave you that insight?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the story of Solomon.
Because
Solomon.
me personally, bro, like I have like full blown conversations with God. You see what I'm saying? So, and sometimes like there's been times where I was locked up and God would talk to me and he'll tell me like, you gonna get out and sunrise. And then when I look at the sun, boom, they let me out. You see what I'm saying?
I want to ask you this. How you know it wasn't an angel? You don't? I know you don't. You don't know if it was an angel.
No. I mean, like, I can recognize God's voice though.
Okay,
but like when it comes to angels,
okay, well, answer this. How you tell the difference between an angel and God when they talking? What's the difference?
Well, when it comes to like angels, I haven't really had an angel manifest themselves through me. I've seen angels though.
No, hold up, brother man. We ain't talking about manifestation. We talking about voice. So you say God actually had a conversation with you. How do you know it wasn't an angel? And how do you know if it was God? How do you know how you distinguish
God has told me it was him. It wasn't an angel.
So God told you what? So the voice said, I'm God.
Yeah, God has revealed himself to me.
So when the book says nobody knows God, what does that mean to you?
Nobody knows God, meaning we're not following the same path that God, or we fail to it's It's just like God is pure and holy, right? So we're not pure and holy, so therefore we do not know God.
So,
You see what I'm saying?
so what? God talked to you, but you don't know him.
That's only when I'm like, and at that time, like I was fasting. Like that's one indication too that I know that it's his voice too, is what state of mind I'm in. Like if I'm in a pure state of mind, like I'm doing everything the Bible tells me to do, then God will manifest. You see what I'm saying? But if I'm doing everything I ain't supposed to do, it's like the devil will manifest, and you can pay attention to their voices. You see what I'm saying?
So when it says the only way, it say the devil deceived the whole world, right?
Uh-huh.
So God has brought you out of deception. Then you say God talked to you. God didn't bring you out of deception.
Yeah, I can honestly say that he has.
Oh, so Christ ain't gonna come and bring nobody out of deception. God gonna do it.
Well, the Messiah from my own understanding, like the Messiah is just according to the Bible, like, and just
No.
with me.
It's a simple question. Either God gonna do it or the Messiah gonna bring us out of deception. Which one? Who gonna do it? God or the Messiah?
Really, technically, it's gonna be the Messiah, but the God is gonna move through the Messiah.
Okay, well, we know that part. Okay, so what you're saying? God did it to you. The Messiah didn't do it to you. You say God talked to you, right?
Yeah.
So the Messiah come back. He ain't gonna have to deal with you. You gonna already know everything the Messiah gonna know, right?
I'm not saying I'm gonna know everything. I'm not saying I'm gonna know everything the Messiah's gonna know, but
so the Messiah still gonna have to give you enlightenment then.
I don't look at it. I don't look when it comes to the Messiah. Like I don't look at it like that. I look at it like the Messiah. He's just a man, right? But the only difference between him and us, his will is God, right? So when people say like believe in him, it doesn't mean like, oh, believe that he came on the cross and da da da. Believe in him as far as his teachings, right? And his whole purpose was not to come save us, but in a sense, like he came here to teach us the way. But we all have the same gifts and the same powers as him. That's why he showed Peter, like, you can walk on water too. You see what I'm saying?
But could Peter walk on water without Christ? Could Peter walk on water with just a book?
No. He needed the Messiah to be the shepherd. So what
you're saying right now, we don't need that. So God changed. So God
the Messiah is already.
Hold on. Aaron needed Moses to get the rod. Aaron couldn't go to God and get the rod. Why? Why Aaron couldn't go to God and get the rod? Because Aaron wasn't what? He was just like Peter. He needed a shepherd.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, we live in a generation where God don't make shepherds no more. God changed then, because he made one in Aaron time. Matter of fact, Noah was a shepherd. The people couldn't get on the ark unless what? Noah let them in. So we see all these examples where because God don't change according to the writings. I hope you agree, right?
Well, yeah. Well, which writings are you referring to though? Like, are you referring to like just the Bible in general?
No, I'm saying God. Period. Forget the writings.
Yeah. He don't change.
God don't change. But now all the teachings is changing the way God operate with the people. Somebody gonna ride on the cloud. Somebody gonna crack the sky.
But that's not the way the Bible says. That's propaganda though, bro. Like that's what people think.
Okay, so back to what my point then. So where is our shepherd that's among us to give us what comes from God?
Well, you gotta look at the Bible. Like the Bible, when it just said when he comes back, he's gonna be like a thief in the night. So no one's gonna know who he is, according to the Bible.
You think?
Because that's what it says. It says he gonna come like a thief in the night. A thief in the night is somebody you don't know coming.
Okay, so look at it like this. Are we in darkness right now?
Yeah, most definitely.
So it's nighttime right now, right? So if somebody pop up and say I'm Christ, how many people gonna recognize him?
They not, because we in darkness.
Well, as long as you know.
But that's the way you explain it. It's just another scenario, but at the same time, I kind of get what you're saying.
We gotta look at it like this. Nobody knows the Son but God. But everybody that pick up the Bible is teaching about the Son. But the same book that they pick up say nobody knows him.
What made you come to that conclusion that no one knows the book but the Son?
Because
When he said preach the Gospels.
No, but that's a foreshadow of when he talking to you, you go preach what he told you. That's what that means in the Bible. The Bible not talking to everybody that pick up and read it.
Okay.
And if that was the case, we'll all be doing the will. So the Bible, just because you read it, don't mean it's talking to you. And that's what we're doing. We'll pick up the Bible and say, they're talking to me. No, it's not. The Bible not talking to us. The Bible is written. Moses wrote about Christ. Moses didn't write about us picking the book up and reading it and learning God's word. That's not what Moses wrote about. None did the prophets. All of them wrote about Christ. Because all of them wrote about what Christ's gonna come bring you, which is the word, the information, the food of God.
Okay.
You know, and like you said, you're gonna be like a thief in the night. So shit, God is with us, but what? We in darkness.
Okay. Because the way I perceive it is like, you know, him coming. Because I'm looking at it for the simple fact that the first time he came, right, what happened? So, you know, he was all about peace and love and, you know, tranquility and all that. So when he comes back, it's going to be more, he coming with a sword. You see what I'm saying? Like, so he coming to like, you know, he's coming to reap.
Well, see, that's that lie that they fed us that Christ came, because Christ never came. This Bible foreshadows the last days. And see, that's that strong delusion that they got a lot of people under. People can't see what's happening because of what they think already happened.
But see,
that's why you can't see what's happening.
That's why I'm missing something, because it says the evidence that we know he came is the simple fact. For one, he says that I am the beginning, I am the end, I am the first, I am the last. He can't be here in the beginning if he wasn't here. I mean, you know, he can't say that if he wasn't here.
Now, if you understand what standpoint the writings are saying, you got a new beginning, you got a new heaven, and you got a new earth, right? In Revelation, right?
Well, not now. I don't think we have it yet, but it's getting to that point.
Okay, so you got the end of this and you got the beginning of the new, right? So Christ is the end of the old and the beginning of the new.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
I see what you're saying.
The writings are connected to a vision. It's not connected to imagination. It's really connected to a vision. So you have to link the scriptures to a vision.
Okay.
We don't do that. You know.
But you saying
the story.
But you saying like, okay, he's the beginning of a new, and then, you know, we going into the new heaven and the new earth. But he said he's the first. So it kind of like, that's where the confusion comes from.
Well, he the firstborn. Christ is the firstborn. It tell you in Revelation, the firstborn among his brethren.
But he said, I'm the first and I'm the last, right? So I'm thinking, you see what I'm saying? I'm thinking the first and the last, not necessarily pertaining to him being the first son, but like him being in the beginning. And it even said, even those that pierced him will be here in the day of judgment. So that's why I come in and believe in reincarnation. Because how can somebody, you see what I'm saying?
Read Daniel 8 and 26 and tell me what you think. You got your Bible?
Yeah, let me get it.
Because I'm finna change your mind about Genesis 1. After this, just meditate on it until you come to the conclusion of whatever your mind take you. But I'm just finna lay it to you. I'm finna give you a mystery on Genesis 1. And that's because remember, Moses was prophesizing. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And I want you to read the verse in Daniel 8 and 26.
Okay. You said Daniel 80, 26?
26, yeah.
So is that the chapter is 80?
No, Daniel. The prophet Daniel, chapter 8.
Oh, chapter 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
verse 26.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead. Read it. Yeah. Read it out loud.
And the vision of the evenings and the mornings which was told is true. Therefore seal up the vision, for it refers to many days in the future.
So, the key word, the vision of the evenings and mornings, which was told, is true. Now, why is Daniel saying this?
I'm not sure.
Because where do you find the evenings and mornings at?
In every day.
No, in Genesis 1. The evenings and mornings was the first day. The evenings and mornings was the second day.
Oh, okay.
But what is the evenings and mornings about? It's a vision. It's not about the beginning of time. So Daniel is realizing, because Moses was rejected. Like, I hope you understand, our forefathers, they didn't believe Moses. They thought Moses was crazy. So they built a golden calf. They said Moses lost his mind. He don't know what the hell he talking about. All this vision stuff he talking about, we don't believe that, man. We worship this. So they didn't believe it. But the prophets who came after Moses, when God revealed the vision to them, they realized this stuff that these people were jibber-jabbing about, this stuff is true. But when does it take place? In the future. So Genesis 1 is a future prophecy. That's a mystery.
Okay.
And see Daniel backing it up. But like I say, if you don't understand, how many people understand Genesis 1 is a vision? Nobody. Unless they heard the gospel. So if you don't understand this, you will miss what Daniel is saying in 8 and 26. He telling you, he like, oh shit, what was told is true.
So the main reason why you believe that it was referring to in Genesis 1, where it was talking about the evenings and the beginning, like the evening and the morning. So you getting that concept based off, because it says even in the morning. Like, how do you know it's referring to like Genesis 1 specifically?
Because I know Genesis 1 is a vision, and I know the Bible is one vision.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And most people don't understand the Bible is one vision. We think the Bible is different vision. The Bible is different parables with one vision. It's different stories connected to one vision.
Okay. But how do you know, like, it's because I honestly feel like the Bible has been rearranged. Like, I honestly believe that the Messiah's time was like before Moses. You see what I'm saying? So when he was crucified in Egypt, like it tells you in Revelations, where it says, the great city of fornication, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. So I believe that he was crucified in Egypt. And the evidence that I have of that is the fact that the Egyptians, they even tried to like resurrect their pharaohs from the dead. So I'm like, okay, so it had to be a resurrection in Egypt, right?
This that's what I'm saying. The spiritual, it says which is called spiritual Egypt and spiritual Sodom.
Meaning we are the same spirits of that time.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's still a vision that refers to what? The future. So they stole the writings and took the future prophecy, and you ever seen the movie Back to the Future?
Yeah.
They took the prophecy backwards in the future.
Okay.
Because everything that we are reading is for now. They took it backwards.
Okay.
It's like you don't go back to the future. You move forward to the future. So why do they have something called Back to the Future? Because that's how they took this vision and they turned it backwards.
But how do you know specifically that this is the future? Like, this is because like, remember when I told you I said I think like the Bible is mixed up and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that it was referring to like times that haven't happened yet. You see what I'm saying? It could have been, the future could have been in Egypt in that time. You see what I'm saying? Because the
I'm
Bible
just
was
saying
old.
because Daniel came after, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The prophets talked about the Egypt captivity.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, when you look into the vision, they reference the Egypt.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't that's what I'm saying. You really have to have, that's why Paul said a little leaven mess up the whole leaven. That's why I say the stuff I laid out, bro, I'm just not saying this because I'm trying to convince someone. I laid out a lot of facts on facts on facts. You know, some people say Jesus never came. Well, Isaiah prophesied of Christ. He said Christ was going to come to bring an everlasting kingdom. Christianity teach us that the prophet, that Christ that Isaiah prophesied about, that's the one that came 2,000 years ago, but he didn't set up a kingdom. Because you know why he didn't set up a kingdom? Because he never came. And see, this is the honest truth. That's like, well, damn, it makes sense, but how you gonna say that? I can't pour that out of my cup. I can't. He came. People can't let go.
But so you mean to tell me like so you mean to tell me like all of these people from generation to generation to generation been leaving in some shit that ain't never happened yet? That's basically.
Yeah, but listen, the Bible started being pushed on the world after World War II. The Bible was not pushed on the world like it was pushed on us after World War II. Once they created Israel, they created schools and all kind of shit to push this doctrine on us. Like, you gotta think about like Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey had 2 million black people, probably more than that. They weren't believing in Jesus, bro. They was believing in liberation, freedom. So black people wasn't on the Bible like that in the beginning of the 1900s. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't on the book like that.
Yeah, I see what you're
came
saying.
into play heavily after World
But
War
we did
II.
believe like in because I honestly think we all like black people came from we from America.
No, I'm not saying we didn't believe in God, brother. But
Not God specifically, but we did worship like the sun god. And if you look at like the son of man, like it's referring to like the sun itself, like or the sun deity. That's why I believe we was worshiping Jesus, but we didn't know it was Jesus. Like, you know, we just probably called him something else, but he was referred to as the sun god. Hence why we go to church on Sunday. See what I'm saying?
No, brother. Hey, the only way to worship Jesus is in flesh and blood. That's why I say eat my flesh and drink my blood. You cannot worship no Jesus or no Christ without their flesh and blood.
But he said don't. He said, why do you worship me? We ain't supposed to worship him. Is we?
I'm not saying worship, acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Okay.
Worship simply mean hear, because when you worship someone, you just listening to their words. That's what make you like. Some people worship rappers. Now kiss their feet. They listen to everything they say.
Okay.
So real worship is really acknowledging the words that come from the person's lips. That's what worship is. But like I say, you're right. You don't supposed to worship nobody but God at the end of the day. If it comes to that concept of worship.
Okay.
You know, but from the same fact, you're supposed to hear Christ. That's the only person you're supposed to listen to. Is Christ. Is the anointed one, because that's what Christ is. But a lot of people understand that Christ is a high priest that comes from among the people. That's why it's a son of man. Nobody knows the son of man because don't nobody know who God gonna choose. Because God gonna choose the son of man. So the scriptures just have son of man. Because it's gonna be a son of man, but it's gonna be a son of man that God chooses. It's not gonna be a son of man that we pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why the scripture, but it talks about the seed of David. And the Bible also talk about at the regeneration when the son of man sits. So if it's gonna be a regeneration, that's letting you know ain't nobody gonna come from the sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I believe he's gonna. I'm not saying you're not him. Like I'm not saying you is. I'm not saying you're not. But I'm just saying from my own perspective, like according to when I read, I think he's just gonna come the same way he came the first time. If that did happen, like in the flesh, you know.
Yeah. Well, on that note, brothers, all I gotta do is tell you, keep your eyes and ears open because it's happening. And that's the best thing you can do right now. A lot of people, they closed-minded. And I see you ain't closed-minded. That's you're in a very good place right now. You know, you're open-minded. And like I said, you just gotta keep your eyes and ears open. And I tell people, man, it's one mediator between man and God. So the only person that's supposed to mediate to you is Christ. It's just that simple. Whether you believe it's me or not, it's only one. And see, this is gonna get rid of the confusion we in.
So you basically saying like, so the crucifixion is gonna happen in this life?
It's happening now. The crucifixion is putting the Son of God to open shame.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But it's not like on the cross and nothing like that.
Nah. The Bible tell you the handwritings got nailed to the cross.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I come in the volume of this book, people gonna crucify me, and I'm stuck with it. The disciples didn't come in the volume of the book, so they had to carry their cross. They wasn't stuck with it.
Okay.
Christ is stuck on the cross. That's why he's nailed to it. That's why I'm stuck with these things, because I'm the one who testify that I come in the volume of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what all that really represents. They got scriptures to back that up.
Okay. Well, all right, bro. Appreciate you, man.
No problem, brother. Appreciate your humble spirit.
All right, bet.
These new platforms.
All right, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Peace.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So I'm trying to understand. So you're saying you yourself are? You saying nobody can teach the Bible besides you yourself?
You're correct.
And so do you have the Spirit?
Well, I wouldn't say that, brother, if I didn't. That's what made me say that. The only one that could say that is the one that has the Spirit, because everybody don't have the Spirit. That's why the Spirit had to be poured out in the last days. But Christ's words are spirit, as is written in John. The words that I speak are spirit. So the spoken word is what you have to receive so you can get the Spirit. That's why I tell you to empty your cup.
Do you agree that the devil makes a mockery of everything that God does?
Yeah. That's why the devil is in disguise as an angel of light.
Yeah, okay. So you do understand that there are many antichrists.
Yeah. That's what I say. They're already out in the world.
So that is a mockery of it being many Christ.
No, it's many antichrists. It's one Christ.
There's one Jesus Christ, but there are many Christs. Those are who are in the knowing of they're in a Christ consciousness. If you look at old depictions of them, there are discs behind their heads. Those are the ones, and like if you look at my profile picture, there's disc beside some of their heads. Those are the ones who are in the knowing of a Christ consciousness. That's called the Ruach Kwadesh.
Brother man, that sound good. That ain't true.
That's Ruach Kwadesh. That's literally that's literally the Hebrew.
How many mediators there are between man and God? Huh?
How many mediators? There's one.
So if everybody in the knowing, how many mediators are there right now? It's many people mediating right now, right?
But there's
I got you. So you can understand my standpoint. I'm gonna give you
I got you. There is one flesh mediator.
That's what I'm saying. But
right
now
there's a spirit also.
Hold up, but right now, brother, you know how many flesh are mediating? So the people are confused, and we know God is not the author of confusion. So God is gonna have to what? Set the record straight by bringing in what? The one mediator. This is why it's written, God is a mighty man of what? War. And it also says, I'm going to come fight with the sword that's in my mouth. So right now, you have to understand that it's one mediator. Everybody can't speak. And I'm saying this, I'll give you the floor. Let all the angels of God worship him. You ever read that verse?
Yeah.
So it's many angels, but who they all got to accept and get that spirit from? Christ, so they could be in order with God. This is how you keep the law.
Yeah, so one mediator is that would be Jesus.
No.
The spirit still exists. That the people can still receive the spirit.
No,
they can still receive the Ruach Kwakodesh.
no, it wouldn't be Jesus. It would be the Son of Man who God chooses. Because back then, Jesus wasn't the people in Egypt mediator. Moses was. When it was time for the people to get on the boat, Jesus didn't mediate for them, Noah did. And all this was through God. So God makes the mediator, not Jesus.
God chooses the mediator.
Say it one more time.
God chooses the mediator.
Okay, so God chose Noah to mediate. God chose Moses to mediate. So
That's just who he decided to work through at the point in time. So let me ask in a different way.
Okay, now why you said that? I don't mean to take too much because I ain't trying to hog the mic. But since you said that, who God gonna use in these times?
In these times, he will use many Christ. There will be 144,000 plus one.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You're right. The 144 follow the Lamb wherever he goes. Now, so if the 144, they're not Christ, the Lamb is Christ. The 144 will also be anointed. They will have enlightenment. I'm not taking that away from them, but they just not Christ. Christ is the one that they follow, which is the Lamb.
Okay.
That's why the only one.
They will all be in the knowing. They will all have the Ruach Kwakodesh.
You're correct. They are. Now you're right about that. I agree with you. They will all be in the knowing because of the one Christ.
Yeah. So, but that would make them, and that will make them a Christ. That will make them a Christ-like consciousness. There's a Christ who was on the earth in the 1960s. His name is Simon Toko.
I ain't never heard of him.
Yeah, his name was Simon Toko. You can look him up. There's stuff all about him. They tried to unalive him multiple times. At different points in time, people manifest, like people are manifested as antichrist, and Satan uses those people for that reason. And at points in time, people who are acceptable for Christ to use are manifested as Christ. That's why, like in the pictures, like I'm saying, you see the sun that's behind some of their heads, and that means they are an anointing of the Christ. Your body is a temple. When a Ruach Kwakodesh comes to you and sits in the throne seat of your temple, you are now a Christ.
That's why I say, man, I get what you're saying, which I don't disagree with, but you have to find that vine. That vine is always on earth. We are dealing with teachers, but we're dealing with people that's teaching. That vine is in the sky, but they still connected to it. You can't connect to something that's in the up there. You can connect to something that's up here. I mean, that's down here with you, but you can't connect to something that's separated from you. That's why the Bible says, wait upon the Lord to renew your strength. Now, you simply waiting to receive the Spirit so you can stand strong and fight the battle. You're not waiting for him to save your life or none of that. You are simply waiting for Christ, the Lamb, to give strength to the people to fight the good war. It's like Christ gonna come back with the ammunition. It's like you a soldier right now, but you ain't got no ammunition. You ain't got no guns, you ain't got no artillery. Well, when Christ show up, he gonna have all the ammunition. And if you a soldier, what you gonna do? You gonna grab the ammunition and you gonna go to war. So that's what Christ does for the 144. That's the same thing as Christ gives you the Spirit. So this is what we not teaching. We acting like we got strength and we standing up, with our chest poked out and our nose in the air like we connected to something. We ain't connected to nothing. And right now, nobody is humble. You can't talk to nobody no more. You see what I'm saying? It's just commotion, argument. Don't nobody want to hear you. Don't nobody understand you. Because it's like, what the hell is everybody doing? Nothing. So at the same time, man, we just got to understand we're supposed to wait on the Lord to renew our strength to fight the battle. Because the battle is not yours because you're not strong enough. And if you was, then God would have anointed you to go do it. And I see that's the whole thing about us getting back in order to fight this battle in the order of God, and we win. Mm-hmm. So that's what's really happening. It's not, we make it hard because we ain't no more meekness in us. We're not meek no more. Everybody know everything. They read the Bible, so they know God, they know the Son. You can't tell them shit. That's where everybody at, man. So, but man, like I say, man, the gospel is gonna make them feel bad.
I mean, Yeah, I guess we just don't have to agree to disagree on that one, man.
It's all good, bro. That's the one thing about it, bro, is about holding the conversation. Conversation rules the nation. So, conversation.
Yeah, because like you're saying, there's one, but how can there be 144,000 at any given point in time if there's only one?
But it can't be because all 144 they follow the Lamb. So if you're not following the Lamb, you're not of the 144.
Okay, so if you're not following the Lamb, you're not part of the 144. Do you think only 144,000 people will be saved on earth?
No, many people like the 144 just represent the multiplication of 12, which is mean government. It's not even really 144. So everybody gonna be saved, but some gonna be great, some gonna be least. That's what it says. It says everybody gonna be in heaven. You're gonna be the least in the kingdom of heaven. So all this getting saved and stuff, shit, everybody gonna be saved. If you really want to be real and technical, you know, everybody gonna be awakening. Some gonna be awakening to shame. Some gonna be awakening to contempt. Some gonna be awakening to glory. So everybody is gonna see the light, but it's gonna affect everybody differently. That's the best way to say it. Everybody gonna see the light. You can't. That's like right now. You can't deny the sunlight. You close your blinds. It's still daytime out there. See what I'm saying? You still know it's daytime. So at the end of the day, the light is something you can't get rid of no matter what. It's just gonna affect people differently.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's just a different understanding, I guess, man.
Oh yeah. You know, we all. That's why we scattered. There's only one truth, one bread, one God, one way. It's only one way, and we have to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves and understand that it's one way and the path is narrow and what few find it.
So if everyone's going to be saved, and everyone will be in heaven, right?
Correct.
Then what would be a point of a rapture? What would be a point of people being left behind?
Because these are the people that's going to receive the position that they long for, or the works. You know how many people working for God, but they ain't gonna get rewarded. You know when it says, "Didn't I prophesy in your name? I don't know you." That's why the Bible talk about dead works. So a lot of people are working for nothing. They might as well just go. They might as well just spend time working. They might as well use them hours that they going to church and putting in for God. They might as well use it on time clock and make more money. They'll get some benefit because they're not gonna get no benefit for what they're doing because they working in vain. That's why the Bible talk about dead works.
The Bible says dead works because of they're not doing it for him. They're doing it for self. Self is the biggest idol.
No, it's not self. To do you just can't. The Bible say don't lean to your own thoughts. So that means you just can't start thinking and start working for God. It don't work that way. You just can't say, you know what? I think I'm doing this for God, so God gonna accept it. That's what happened to Cain. Cain brought an offering, but God ain't accepted. And Cain got pissed. That's what happened to a lot of people. They bringing offerings, but God ain't accepting that. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to work for God. You got to be able to, you can't just go walk on NBA and say, I'm playing for NBA today. God way higher than the NBA. Like, you're talking about a professional. I'm talking about the professional or professionals. So you just can't walk on job. You can't walk on God's job site and you don't have the qualifications and say, I'm doing the work of God with no qualifications. No, that don't work that way. God ain't going to accept that. So that's what the dead works represent. A lot of people showed up on God's job site. They don't have no experience, no nothing, no qualifications, but they trying to do the work. And they fucking everything up. So now what? They're going to receive judgment. And they're going to be awakened to what? Realize, damn, all my work was in vain. And that's the real dead works, man. A lot of people is working, but they not qualified to do the work that they are doing.
Okay, do you know Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 2:14?
Go ahead, read it.
Hold on. My bad. Give me 1 second. My bad. I only got my small one with me right now.
Small what, Bible?
Yeah. All right, hold on. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Which means you will receive the Ruach Kwakwadash.
Brother man, it says, the natural man receiveth not the Spirit of God. So the natural man only received the words on paper. But when the Spirit comes in the flesh talking to you, it's foolishness to you and you disregard it. So this is what this verse is saying. So right now, more people say, show me scripture, book, chapter, and verse, or show me the scripture. That's for natural people. Those who receive the spiritual things, they able to see and hear God, because God is spirit. God ain't words on paper. The Spirit ain't words on paper. That's why the Spirit is in a vessel, because the Spirit is also unseen, and it's a manifestation. God's word becomes what? Flesh. When God's Spirit, what? Enters the flesh that God chooses to dwell in, to bring forth the manifestation of the spoken word. That's God. But the natural man gonna say that's foolishness. Like everything I'm saying right now, a natural man, get YahJew crazy ass out of here. It's foolishness. You know? So that's what that verse is saying, man.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's all I had, man.
All right, brother, man. Peace,
Hey,
peace.
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. John B. and Goku. Let me go get me some water right quick, y'all. I ain't got no water. Man, I'll talk to y'all brothers. John B. You the single?
Hello.
What's up? What's up? Peace, peace.
What's up? So, do you think that Jesus Christ was a real person?
It was a character that would appear in the last days.
So why isn't in Matthew 1 like a whole genealogy of him?
That's allegory writings of what Moses spoke about. Moses, if you go to Genesis 49, I think verse 22, we tell you the stone of Israel is coming from Joseph. Moses told us this in Genesis. He said,
And was it giving us a whole genealogy of people?
bro, you're not, hold up. You gotta listen to what was said to you. In Genesis, Moses told us the stone gonna come from Joseph, right? Now we all know. Do you know who the stone of Israel is?
Yes.
Okay, so these are allegory and metaphors about someone coming at a 12th hour from Joseph. That's why you have the Joseph and Mary story. So if you, I know you understand the parables, you understand the meanings, you read it as a story. So that's why you look at it that way. The Bible is not a story.
Okay, so Moses uses a parable, and then in Matthew it gives us this parable, but in a literal person, and as a historical person.
No, the Bible, like I say, the Bible don't do that. Man use the Bible and tell you these things are historical. The Bible don't tell you they're historical. The Bible say last days. So the Bible don't give no dates when it say last days. So who determines when these things happen?
Yeah. The second turn, the last days.
No.
Yeah, so it talks about the second coming of Christ.
No, it's not the second coming of Christ, it's the second coming of God. It's God redeeming the people a second time, as Isaiah prophesies this in Isaiah chapter 11. God is going to redeem the people a second time. Christ is an anointed living man. Christ don't come back. That's why Moses didn't come back, Noah didn't come back, Enoch didn't come back, Abraham didn't come back. Nobody comes back. God comes back. You know, like God anointed Noah, and then God came back and anointed Moses, and then God came back and anointed the prophets. But so Isaiah told you in chapter 11 that God is redeeming us a second time. So the second time is about God. Christ reveals God, not himself. Now, at the same time, when Christ revealed himself, he revealing God. I'm just using as for the conversation purpose, like the whole thing is to reveal God. You worry about Christ. You shouldn't even be worried about Christ. You should be worried about God. That's why I say worship God in what? Spirit and truth. Not
I mean, who is
Jesus
God
and
then?
Christ. You worship God with Jesus and Christ. You can't do that. You
Then
gotta
who
worship
is
God
God?
in spirit and truth.
And who is God?
God is spirit.
What is his unity? Is he in unity? Is he like a triune God? What is he?
No, God is spirit. God is a manifestation. God is like the wind. Like you can't ask what the wind. It's a force. It's an energy. It's an unseen thing. That's what God is.
Okay, does he have persons in his being?
No, that's why God chooses people, and they manifest God. They are moved. The prophets was moved by the Spirit. Christ will also be moved by the Spirit.
Okay. So you're basically like a modalist.
Seen by the prophets.
So you're basically like a modalist, right? Or a partialist. You're a partialist.
What do you mean by that?
Like you're basically taking up pieces of God and you're saying, oh, this is like a manifestation. So that's a heresy.
Well, you can call it what you want.
Okay. So in John 1:35 it says, the next day John was there again, two of his disciples. When he saw Jesus passing by, he said, look, the Lamb of God. Why is he using it as a first person? He's using a sense to describe it.
Because John ain't write none of that.
John the Baptist?
Yeah, John ain't write that, bro.
Okay, so John the Apostle wrote it down. What's that? What's that got to do with it?
John the Apostle.
John is the beloved apostle of Jesus who walked with him.
No, he didn't.
Okay, can you prove otherwise?
Brother man, Jesus was foretold. The Christ story was foretold before it happened.
Yeah, in the Old Testament I would agree.
But now you are struggling with because man told you it happened. You're not a witness of it happened. Man just told you it happened.
Okay.
Bible don't have dates. Jesus ain't give you no date. Jesus say, I was here in 70 AD. Jesus ain't never tell you that. No prophet told you that. Man created these things and put it on the vision, and now you can't see the vision happening because you think it already happened. So I can't make you see it, but you will see it, bro. You will see it.
Okay. Then last verse is this. It's in 1 John chapter 2. It's at 22. And then it says, who is the liar? It is whoever denies that Jesus is the Christ. Such a person is the Antichrist, denying the Father and the Son. No one who denies the Son has the Father. Whoever acknowledges the Son has the Father also. So, according to John, right, who's writing this, then you would be an Antichrist, not following Christ. You're denying him.
We gotta look at it like this. How can I deny something that haven't gave me the opportunity to accept it? How you gonna tell me to accept something that I can't even see? Now
You can see it.
Hold up. The only thing that I accept or what I can't see, I accept God. I'm supposed to see Christ because what? I'm supposed to eat his flesh. I'm supposed to drink his blood. I'm supposed to hear his voice. So I don't supposed to hear God. I don't supposed to see God. You see what I'm saying? So like, but you want to tell me I'm rejecting something I can't see? No. I'm rejecting what coming from your lips. I'm not rejecting Christ because Christ ain't in front of me. You're rejecting Christ because Christ is in front of you. That's why it's written, everybody who denies the Father and Son is an Antichrist. But you can't deny something until it's in front of you. So why the Antichrists are being revealed? Because who they denying? The one that's in front of them. I don't know where he go. I don't know what happened. He just jumped off. You know, these little fake pages, man, y'all coming up, bro. What's up? What's up? 976. Rima. Going once. Going twice.
YahJew.
What's up?
Question for you. That stone that the builder rejected, who's that? That stone?
That's me.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little bit, please?
Elaborate about what? Like the stone that the builder refused. It's just showing you how Christ is going to refuse, but he's going to be the capstone. You know, he's going to be the cornerstone. He's going to be the one that everything you're supposed to build upon. So right now, what I'm speaking is the foundation our government and our priesthood should be standing on, but they're not standing on that foundation. They stand on the Roman foundation, which is a 2,000-year-old deity anointing them, or a 2,000-year-old deity set stuff in order. And since they preach that, they can't hear God speaking right now. You know, and again, so I would be refused. It's just looking into the prophecy of another, you could say a riddle or a wise saying.
I heard you was discussing with some other fellas the other day about the references in the scripture as it relates to allegories, and of course, an allegory is kind of metaphorish, right? A way of drawing reference to certain things that may or may not actually have existed at all, right? They're like the allegorical Christ in the Bible spoke in parables. And there was reference that made to you, it has been given to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them he has not been. So he spoke to people apparently in parables, right? The ones who knew, and the ones who can discern the voice, heard the voice and discern the truth that was coming from the voice. So now if this is allegory, then do we expect to see a literal Christ?
Well, yeah, that's the point of making allegory, because it's connected to things that was going to happen in the future. So when they seen the vision, they put it in allegory because they wasn't writing of something that was actually happening. They was writing a vision. So they created characters. Now, we are just a generation who fulfilled the characters that's written in the book. Like your Peters, your Pauls, you know, all these people. And that's why you have the Lamb and you got the 144. You got Christ and you got the angels. So within these angels, you have all these different mind frames which make up these characters in the book. You know, so that's why the Bible is written, or the vision is an allegory, because it's not written of something that there was actually happened. It was something that was going to actually be foreshadowed, or something that was to come.
Okay. So Abraham and Isaac and those guys, or Ishmael, those are just different states of consciousness and different mindsets. They has nothing to do with a literal Abraham, right?
Correct.
Okay, so then the Messiah, descendant from the line of David, which supposedly came from the tree of Abraham, all of those are allegories. So isn't it speaking to something much more metaphysical than just the physical incarnation of a being that we call Jesus Christ?
Well, you got to understand, of the beloved ones, David means beloved. That's why Muhammad is another word for David. They both mean beloved. So out of beloved ones was going to be a leader. You see what I'm saying? That's why Christ is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You have other kings, you have other lords. But then you have the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, which will be Christ. That's what Christ represents, the leader of the enlightened beings, or the angels, or the messengers of God, whatever you want to title you want to give them. You know, so that's just what Christ represents. You know, but you do have a collective consciousness. Christ is also the head of the body. You got many members. Everybody in the member is not a head. Christ is the head. You know, so it's speaking according to that understanding and that foundation. And that's why Christ don't come talking to the world. Even when you read Revelation, Christ's letters is for the angels of the churches. Christ's letter is not for the churches, it's for the angels of the churches. You know, so, you know, these little breadcrumbs we might skim over, because how the Christ story really got watered down. You know, it got tampered with so much. You know, until what it made in the fairy tale. So since we don't want to believe the fairy tale, we created something else that sound a little more right. Like, okay, well, Christ, this must be a consciousness, because we can't believe in something 2,000 years old. You know, so that's just a lie causing us to go in other rabbit holes and not seeing the whole matter of the whole point of why these things are written.
Okay, so you're representing then the actual Christ in his last days, upon which the government will be built, is what I'm getting then.
Correct.
Okay, and how is that established? How is that established, and how will the sheep know the voice of Christ? Is it something that is written in the spirits? Is it something that is part of the DNA? Because I listen to a lot of people here seem to be conflicting with you and trying to argue and all of that stuff. So how will the true, believers, or the one who are expecting the Christ to return, how would they reconcile that you are here and give glory and homage to you?
Well, they're already doing it. But like I said, these witnesses are going to be chosen by God. Those who see me, they're going to go out and proclaim it. And when you got a court case, if you got a witness, that's your conviction. So the world's going to be convicted through the witnesses and what they testify to. So right now, again, it's not going to be everybody. Many are called, few are chosen, but it's going to be those few who testify to the world, and that's going to bring forth judgment. Because if you get enough people to testify that Christ is on earth, and Christ have a better uniform code than the government, then the government have to get up. It's written in the Constitution. If you can prove the government for doing bad and stopping the pursuit of happiness and all that, and stopping life, you can remove that government. And that's what's happening right now. Christ is in the earth, and the testimonies will remove that government, because this is a better uniform code. We have a better pursuit of happiness for the world.
Yeah, brother. YahJew, I appreciate you taking the time, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, brother. Peace. And if you didn't know, y'all read the Declaration of Independence. Like I say, but we don't know this, so we are not standing up. We'll stand up with emotions and want to fight the flesh when this is not a fleshly war. We're fighting principalities and powers. Like, I'm not trying to go to your city court. I'm not going to the Supreme Court. I'm going above the Supreme Court. I'm going to the highest principality power on the face of the earth. That's what we take in this information. But what? We want to argue about what? Jesus' name. We want to argue about writing words in a book. So I got to come down from the mountain and deal with what? Small matters. But this is God revealing Moses. Moses was anointed when he walked in Egypt. But what God told Moses, man, I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart. Damn, God, I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart. Because if I don't harden Pharaoh's heart, Israel will not see my wonders. So a lot of stuff I wouldn't even done, I wouldn't even did if my brother's heart wasn't hardened. See, like everything is happening for God doing. That's why sometimes you think I'm going to be up here every night talking to y'all. Man, you don't even know. Sometimes I be like, damn, God, I don't know how I got this extra energy, but you gave it to me, so I'm just going to give it to him. Like, I've been through talking. Oh, so I'm talking about y'all don't even understand. It's just like, some just set me up here and get to talking. Really. That's how, but I really been done with, because I've been doing this. I've been talking, man. I'm not a talker. Like, that's why from people from my hometown, if you don't know me, you'll be like, this, I don't talk. When you come, I do. When you see, if I'm ever out in the streets, I ain't gonna be, you don't see me as a regular dude, because I'm not gonna say nothing. Every time, if I'm speaking for a purpose. You see what I'm saying? I'm just not up here just bumping my gun. I'm a grown man. I could be doing way more things. You know, I know how to weld, I know how to build. So what benefit with me sitting on here for nothing talking to y'all? It would have to be a purpose. You know, so what I'm doing is purpose driven. I have a purpose with what I'm doing. Most people don't have a purpose. You know, like after you enlighten somebody that's struggling, what do they do next? Do they continue to struggle? You know, so right now, like I said, it's so much babble, you can't hear the sound doctrine. Because of all the babble, all the confusion. Man, I hear what he's saying, but you heard what old boy said? What the fuck is he saying? Nothing. You know, because like I say, if you're not especially as a melanated being in this system, if you're not ready to take a stand, what are you talking for? Now, taking a stand is way bigger than marching and grabbing some gun and putting on some boots and raising your fist. That's taking a stand is humble yourself. Don't forsake the assembly like many people are forsaking the assembly right now. How many people really want to assemble among us and talk? We beg for people to talk to us. Don't nobody want to talk. Because why? They get exposed. You notice, see, when the elephant walk in the room, people get quiet. So it's a big elephant in the world, and what? The leaders are quiet because we've been screaming, hey, come, where the round table at? Where's the leaders? Name them. They selling wolf tickets because they wolf in sheep clothing. So they're selling wolf tickets, you buying it, you listening to it, and ain't nothing moving. Ain't nothing moving. Right now, we are in a standstill. Where we going? We want money. We got money. We don't know what to do with it. We ain't got no government to what? To put it in. We don't have no banks. We ain't got no schools. We ain't got no boats. We ain't got no airplanes. We ain't got no airline. We ain't got no TV. We ain't got no radio. We ain't got no broadcast. We ain't got nothing. We got money, though. We got money. Oh, yeah, we got money. Because right now, people talking about every melanated person give $100 right now to build a nation. Just give $100 to build a nation. Put it all in one pot to build a nation. You can do that right now. Change. Boom, boom. But why? I'm Muslim. You Christian. I'm Jehovah. You Mormon. I'm Hebrew. I'm atheist. But you don't care about the kids. You don't care about the kids' friends. You don't care about nobody. I'm speaking because I care. That's the passion of Christ. You know, because like I said, y'all, what I stood up for, man, well, my awakening happened, but I went vegan. And when I went vegan, I tried to get my family to go vegan. You know what's the first thing you do? When you find something out, you take it back to your loved ones. That's what everybody do. I took it back to my loved ones. They looked at me and say, man, look, God made everything clean. You ain't gonna never get me away from this bird. I'm from Louisiana, so you know how we like chicken shit. That's what Popeyes, that's the home of the chicken. Home of the chicken and seafood. That's the home of it. So my family told me, you ain't taking this bird away from me. You gonna have to kill me first. God made everything clean, and I'm gonna eat it. So that forced me into the book. I wasn't even trying to approach the world with the Bible. You know, so when they told me that, I'm like, well, damn, I am in my soul. I knew that wasn't true. I know God ain't make no animal clean for us to eat because the wisdom and the knowledge have been revealed to me. You know, because then like I said, this was right when Dr. Saban first came out with left eye. When they were talking about left eye, she got cured. She went to Honduras and drunk water and all this stuff. This is like back in 2013. You know, this one like Dr. Saban kind of first hit the scene. So, you know, I'm looking at this and it gave me confirmation. I'm like, well, damn, this is true. But when you take this to people, they saying God made it clean. I'm like, nah. So the first book I read was the book of Daniel. And when I read that book, y'all, it gave me confirmation that something is moving. I didn't know what it was at that time. I just knew something was moving. The first, I remember like I laid on the floor and I opened the Bible and it went to the book of Daniel. I didn't start from Genesis. I didn't go to no prophet. I just opened the book. I said, man, I was fed up. I'm like, I can't get my people, you know, because like I said, and then my little girl, I just had a little girl. She was about 4, maybe 2000. She was about 2 or 3 then. So, you know, I'm grooming her. I'm getting her, you know, so I said, man, let me pick up this book. Because I really want my family to get it. I said, man, let me pick up this damn book. Open the book to Daniel and go read the first chapter of Daniel. Daniel say, feed me vegetables and water. I'm going to become stronger, smarter, and faster. That's when I knew something was moving. I say, there's no way this could be in the Bible. And then I find out the Catholics, they do a Daniel fast. They only do it for a month. If you're a Catholic right now, you in this live, you know about the Daniel fast where they don't eat no meat. The Catholics do it, but they don't understand Daniel wasn't fasting. That's what they didn't get. That's the light bulb. Then like bling, Daniel didn't fast. Daniel wasn't eating the meats because the meats don't make you stronger. The meats don't make you smarter, and they don't make you faster. So what the hell am I eating for? What I'm gonna eat them for if they don't make me smarter, stronger, and faster? But I can get smarter and stronger and faster without eating the meats? What I'm eating the meat for? So damn, I guess thou should not kill is real, huh? You know, so like I said, that was on my awakening. So that kept me away from the crowd. Because everybody that taught the Bible ate meat. So how am I gonna listen to you when you eat meat? And I know you're not, and God don't want you to do that. I know God, no matter what scripture you would have showed me ever, you could have never convinced me in my logical mind that God told us to eat meat. It was no way. So no, I ain't have to listen to a pastor. I ain't have to listen to nobody teaching the Bible because one little leaven mess up the whole lump. So if you wasn't vegan teaching the Bible, I didn't believe you. And in 2014, it wasn't no vegans teaching the Bible. It wasn't no vegan people teaching the Bible in 2014. So that kept me in my cave. You know how Elijah was in a cave? That kept me in my cave. It was just me and God then. That was when it was just me and God. You know, and like I said, that's when the Spirit just started moving me. Like I said, to give me the wisdom to understand these things. That's me in the cave is a baby in a manger. That's when the Spirit first started descending upon me to bring me to these revelations so I could be full grown in what image I'm in right now. You know, so that's how I was awake. A lot of people don't think I went to church and I was looking for God. In a way, I was looking, but I was seeking righteousness because I already believed in God. So I wasn't trying to find God because I'm like, I know you can't find him. Shit, I was looking at like just God. Shit, God always there. If you want to do right, God gonna help you. That's how I was looking at it. If you do right, God help you. But shit, God always there. I ain't gotta look for God. God is always there. But if I start doing right, and if I start seeking righteousness, then God will help me. That's how I looked at it. I wasn't in no books or in no religion or in no doctrine where I'm just praising God. That's not how my awakening happened. Because I feel like, for one thing, if you're real, you're not gonna cheat on God. I'm not really a cheat. I just like, You know how some people just can't lie? I'm one of them people. I just can't lie. I can't. Some people just lie shit. I'm talking about they'll lie, say they're sorry, then lie right again. You be like, how you do that? It's just them. I can't do it. I get the stuttering. I'd rather not say nothing or just I'm gonna tell you the truth. So I ain't gonna put myself in a situation to where I'm gonna have to stutter. I'm gonna tell you straight up from the get-go what it is. So I want you to make the decision. You know, so I don't want you to, because I just can't do that. Some people can do that. That's not me though. You know, so like I say, so a lot of people, I know your awakening is not that way. A lot of people are awakening and seeking for God, so they go to church. They go to a camp. And once you get into these organizations, you get friendship. You build families. And a lot of people don't want to leave their religious organization because of the friendships that they done built. That's why I say, if you love me, if you love your mother, your father, your kids more than God, which is simply your relationships. If you love your relationships more than God, you are not worthy of God. It's not saying hate your mother, hate. It's not saying it's you should. A relationship should not keep you away from God. In any relationship, whether it's friendship, mothership, childship, it should not keep you away from God. Which is what? Direction, pureness, righteousness. And if it does, what? You are not worthy of that righteousness. And like I say, we see these principles all the time, in life. When somebody do wrong, they did wrong. No matter who they is, they did wrong. So that's how it is with God. God is right. So no matter who it is, you got to come on the right side. So like I said, but a lot of people just awakening, y'all. It be through the midness. Like I said, that what kept me in that manger. Kept me secure in God's hands. Until I got full grown. Like I say, but it's very hard for people to not listen to somebody because that's human nature. It's a human nature to listen to someone. Because the human nature, if you don't know, who the hell I'm gonna get it from? You're gonna go talk to the animals. You ain't never talk to the sun. You never talk to the trees. So who you gonna get information from? A person. So it's human nature to listen to a person, but we are being taught not to listen because we are being taught that we have something that we really don't have. You are being taught that you have something, but you really don't have it. And now you can't get it because you think you already have it. The devil deceived the whole world. The devil has deceived the whole world. So yeah, y'all. It is what it is, man. The gospel is being preached. The saints are here. We gathered, y'all. Like I said, we're doing our job at the end of the day. As I always tell people, you're not doing nothing for me, but I'm doing something for you. So check yourself when you coming at me. Because I already checked myself. Trust, I've been checking myself. I wouldn't even got up here if I didn't check myself. Nah. So I don't really have too many. Oh, I do have some guests on. Shit, my bad, y'all. He who informed John B. He who informs him. Well, that's the brother that was just up here. I thought I was gonna. Let me see what John B talking about, man. I don't know if I talked to John. I know I talked to him. I remember that name, John B. I asked him, was he the single? He ain't up here. It's gonna be our last guest. Yeah, I think he been up here.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's up?
So, man, I just had a few questions.
Okay.
So do you have kids?
Yeah, I got kids.
So you have kids. Are you married?
Not by what you mean by marriage?
I mean, we could use the man's marriage or the spiritual marriage.
I use say spiritual marriage. Man don't give me the acknowledgement to get married. I do. So that's why I said that. But yeah,
Okay. And do you have any siblings?
yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 brothers. One passed, and I have 2 left. I got a little brother and an older brother.
Okay. So with that being said, how do you like for the, would you say the events of Revelation have passed already or are happening right now?
It's happening right now. You know, like I say, my letters are going out to the angels of the churches. That's the beginning of Revelations to bring forth God's wrath and change, to bring forth the new heaven and new earth.
Okay. So how do you plan on preparing a marriage if you're already pre-married? If you're already married?
What you mean? You talking about the marriage of the Lamb?
Yeah.
No, God prepared a bride for me. And that's why I'm married to what I do.
And who is the bride?
That's the wisdom that comes from God. It's a metaphor. That the wisdom that God gave me, I'm married to. I entered the bridal chamber. That's the bridal chamber I enter. Now, a marriage, God bridal chamber is not with a woman. God bridal chamber is with the spirit. You ever talks about the room with the curtain that everybody can go behind? You know that room that everybody can go in? If you open that curtain, it tell you in Leviticus, you get unalive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that bridal chamber that only the chosen one can go in. That's the chamber I went in and got married when it come to God.
So you saying you have entered this chamber already?
Correct.
That's difficult to believe, man. Like
It's, I
like,
get
where
it.
was this chamber? Like, what was it in the
I
holy
understand
place?
like this, brother. Peter rejected Christ 3 times. He knew he was the whole time, but he rejected. That's why he sunk. See, knowing and accepting is 2 different things. Peter had a problem accepting. He knew who he was, but accepting it is 2 different. Accepting is when you 100% know. It took Peter 3 times. So we know it's hard. That's why we up here every day with answering questions, giving the truth, and laying on the table for you. If you're hungry, eat up. But some people are not hungry enough to eat this information because they think they already know something. When in actuality, you're supposed to come to God as a child. So you're supposed to come to God knowing nothing. So why are we studying scriptures to know everything when you got to come to God knowing nothing? That's how the devil deceived the whole world.
Okay, I get it. So here's my other question. Okay, you have received the Ruach Kwakodesh,
Yes,
meaning you are married to that spirit,
correct.
and the Ruach Kwakodesh is the all-knowing spirit. It is the spirit and entity. So how did you get married to another spirit? Like you were saying, it's a metaphor, but
I'm married to a woman, bro. What you mean? I'm married a woman. I intertwine with a woman. Not the spirit. That's the spiritual realm. That's the things pertaining to God.
so why are you preparing? Why are you preparing for a lot of brides then? Why it describes the table, it describes the setup. Why would you be preparing for a lot of wives, but yet you're only getting married to one? Mind you already have the spirit.
You asked me a question based off the vision of what happened, so I was just answering your question. But at the same time, the marriage of a woman, as I'm gonna tell you again, and the marriage chamber of God is 2 different things, brother.
The marriage is 2 spirits becoming one. You get what I'm saying? Like a demonic possession, you would be, when you come in agreement with those spirits are attached to you. You become one with those spirits. Some would say you're even married to those spirits. Spiritual people, or not make spiritual, people with discernment would say you are married to those spirits. If I am lustful and the spirit of lust it has control over me, I would be temporarily married to that spirit of lust.
Brother, we talking about the marriage of God Are you talking about the physical marriage? So when you deal with the spirit of lust, that's the fornication that the Bible is speaking of. People are fornicating with lust. It's not the lust after a woman, it's the lust after a lie. That's why Babylon is a whore. Babylon is not a physical woman. Babylon is the spiritual woman, the spiritual information that we fornicate with and we cheat on God. So we become adulterers. So that's the marriage of the Bible. Now you talking about man, that's just man and woman intertwined. That's not that's the earthly marriage. We talking about God marriage. That's the only. So
Yeah, I'm talking
you
about.
asked me about marriage. I didn't know what you was asking me pertaining to.
Yeah, I'm only speaking of the spiritual marriage. I did ask you because you know,
And that's why I
copulation.
said the spiritual marriage. Yeah, the spiritual marriage. The spiritual marriage is when the spirit, which is the wisdom that comes from God, that the son would have to marry. He can't marry nothing else.
Okay. So why would you do that at the end and you have already received that? Why would you do it again?
Well, I never said I was gonna do it again, bro. I say it's already.
It's in Revelation. You made it to Revelation. You are chosen, right? But you have earlier in the story, you have already received a Ruach Kwakodesh. Why would you receive 2 portions of the Holy Spirit?
Brother, I don't like I said, I don't know what you're referring to, but the story is just written in different layers, but saying the same thing. It's just saying the same thing. John said he seen the spirit ascend up on him as a dove. That was a form of the marriage. It didn't say marriage, but that was another parable, another way to show you how the marriage or the intercourse take place.
So
So same thing with the marriage and Revelation. It's the same story over and over, just said in a different way.
Okay, so would you agree that marriage are 2 things becoming one? Like, okay, I'm gonna bring the physical marriage into this, right? Copulating with your wife, which has nothing to do with man's law. Copulating with your wife makes both of y'all become one spirit.
Yeah, brother, that's what you want to say, but marriage does bring 2 and 1 together. But yeah, that when you marry a woman, a physical woman, y'all should become one spirit because y'all should become one sound mind. Y'all should be on one accord. That's what the one accord. That's why you become one. You on one accord. It's bringing 2 people and bringing them one.
Okay.
So the same thing with God. God is spirit, and the flesh is the vessel that God chooses to go in, and they become one. Because this flesh becomes on one accord with God. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that's all. So that's all you're saying. That's how Christ comes into the world. Christ is a regular man with the spirit that comes upon, and he become one with God to bring forth the word made flesh. And why was the word made flesh? Because the spirit went into the flesh.
So when the spirit went into the flesh, okay, a flesh being, right? The flesh being is not the flesh. Would you say every individual is a spirit? Every individual has a spirit. Like, or let's just say all God's people. Let's say all of the tribes have a spirit.
Everybody on the face of the earth have a spirit because spirit is thought.
Okay.
You have to receive the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, the Ruach Kwakodesh. So
Yeah.
when that descends upon you and sits into the throne seat, which is the hypothalamus, when that comes and descends into the throne seat, right? When that comes and descends into the throne seat, are you in the Ruach Kwakodesh not now married?
Man, you keep asking me the same question over and over, bro. Bro, I just told you, man, that the spirit, when the spirit descends upon the chosen son of man, who God chooses, that's the marriage. That's the bridal chamber. That's the intercourse. That's the virgin birth. The undefiled spirit coming upon the flesh of a son of man to bring forth the word of God. That's the marriage of God. That's the marriage of the Lamb. That's it.
So it's just confusing to me. So because why does it happen twice?
No, it don't happen, brother man. It don't happen twice. You imagining it because of what you're reading. That's why the Bible tell you about the false pen. But the pen tell you to do what? Hearken to the word. So you rather read than listen. So you gonna miss it.
They kind of confused it in the comments. They confused. Ruach Kwakodesh is the Hebrew word for the Holy Spirit. It's what was translated.
That's the set apart spirit. That lets you know you have to be set apart. So what's gonna set you apart? The scriptures say Christ's gonna pour out the spirit. I mean, the scriptures say God gonna pour out the spirit. Now, if you already got the spirit, what God gonna pour out? God is pouring out what you don't have, so your cup gotta be empty so you can get it. But God pouring that spirit out is Christ crying to the people with the voice. Hear my cry. It's not tears, it's a spoken word. He crying out. He crying out to the people, giving them the word of God, but they don't want to empty their cups. So the whole world is teaching us we have the spirit already. When the scriptures read in the last days, God gonna pour it out. But we trying to say we got it from a man came 2,000 years ago.
So if you are holding, so if you're okay, listen. So a rapture type event will happen, and you will be taking part in this.
Brother man, cast out your vain imaginations. The Bible says, cast out every vain imaginations that puffers itself up against God. Come to God as a child. It also says what? God have hidden these things from who? The wise and prudent. So you don't have to be wise, bro. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know the scriptures. You have to be able to hear. Right now, you ever heard of high school? When you went to elementary, you went to middle school, but you wasn't in the middle? When you went to middle school, you wasn't in the middle of the earth, right? It was a figure of speech. When you went to high school, you didn't go above the earth, right? But you was in high school. So Christ is going to be on high. Everybody else is in elementary right now. Whoever read the Bible and think you're getting connected to God, you're in elementary school. Christ in high school. Either you're going to let Christ call you up so you can graduate to high school, or you're going to stay in elementary. That's the rapture. The rapture is happening as we speak. Right now, you are being called up. Now, is you going to come up? Some people are afraid of heights, so they stay down low. But the rapture is happening, bro. It's just not, remember, it's not happening the way you imagine these things. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people read the Bible, and because of what they seen on TV, they imagine a rapture as you just gonna float. That's a fable. Nobody ever floated. Nobody floats. That's a fable. But the reality is, you can come up to a higher level, which is high school, and get out of elementary. That's the rapture, bro.
So if that's the rapture, what will happen? Like things are described. What will happen in a moment of a twinkling of an eye?
Brother, man, in a twinkling of an eye right now, people are being called up. You got some people right now, they're accepting the call and they going up. They leaving elementary school. They going up right now. Right now, as we having this conversation, some people watching this live and they going up. They being raptured up. Oh shit, Christ got me on a whole nother level. It's happening. That's why I say, bless those with the eyes to see. Everybody ain't gonna see, but some people see, bro. So that twinkling of an eye is happening, man. The twinkling of an eye mean, shit, you gonna blink your eye, then Christ gonna be on earth. Shit, it's like things are gonna happen, and that's why I say a lot of people have this stuff written out like I say, they got it in order. It ain't in order. It's just something that's gonna come upon you, and you gotta be able to see it, and you gotta be able to hear it. That's it. That's really all that's going on right now, and that's why they gave us a false vision. That's why people who give you a false vision, what do they destroy your mind? Because you're looking for something that'll never happen. It'll never happen what you're looking for. What 9% of the world looking for, it'll never happen. Never. So people's minds have been destroyed. It's been slaughtered. And that's why the false shepherds lead us to the slaughterhouse. So power and death is in your tongue. The life and death, the power of life and death is in your tongue. So you can unalive somebody with it, or you can actually give somebody life with it. So like I said, these things are happening, bro. They're just not happening the way we imagine.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, I'm still confused, man. Are we through Revelation yet?
Brother, right now people are being called to the great supper. Revelation is a bunch of parables that talk about all the events that was going to expire in the last days. Brother, man, I've been anointed for what? Is it going on what? I've been speaking since 2016, put it like that. I've been speaking openly to the world. You know, now you got to think about what has happened since 2016 and now. If I start telling you some stuff, I might forget about. That's how much stuff has happened since 2016 and now. You see what I'm saying? So many things have took place, bro. Revelation is not written in order. It's just giving you the vision. It's giving you the vision of everything gonna take place before the whole world see. Christ gonna suffer many things. He gonna be rejected. He gonna be backstabbed. He gonna be put to open shame. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff gonna happen. Then he gonna be lifted up what? To his glory. That's what the book says. So that's what Revelation is about. Revelation is not written in the order form where, oh, chapter 1 gonna happen, then chapter 2, then chapter 3. You might be reading chapter 20. You see what I'm saying? And you might be reading something that was said in chapter 1. It's just a vision, a dream. It's not, nothing is in order. You see what I'm saying? Nothing in the Bible is written in order, bro. It's just a vision about the things that's gonna take place.
Okay. Well, all right, man.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I had. Hey, stay out, man.
Likewise, bro. What's going on, Shirley? Peace.
How are you?
I'm good.
You said you called me?
No, I did not.
What you got for me today?
I was just listening in, and I agree with what you're saying. I was just listening in. This is not my first time listening.
All right. So you didn't check out the website before? You understand what you're doing?
Yep,
Okay.
I have. I just wanted to say hello.
Okay, I'll give you a follow. Peace and blessings.
Thank you.
Yeah. All these fake pages, man. All these fake pages, man.
Hello, how we doing today, God?
I'm good, brother. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was watching one of your videos, and you said something about Kendrick Lamar, and I just want to ask you, why did you say it about Kendrick Lamar?
What you mean? What I said about what? I think I told him to take my crown off.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like a lot of people are playing a fake image of what they was told by the oppressors. The oppressors fed us the Jesus story. The Jesus story is not an African tale. So by us playing that role, we are deceiving ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So I was only speaking like that because at the same time, and at first I didn't even like Kendrick, but when he made that song about Drake, I had to apologize. I said, "Damn, I got a whole different respect for him." But at the same time, I still stand on what I said. Yeah, take my crown of thorns off because he don't have the crown of thorns. You know, those crown of thorns belong on a Pacific person head, and they belong to a Pacific person. That crown of thorns ain't just for anybody to put on. You know, so that's why I said that, because that's really what I stand on. You know, you gotta think about it like this, bro. Like, I know a lot of people don't believe it, but I am the real Christ. So, like, a lot of people got my chain on. They got my table on. They got a lot of stuff because of what the oppressors told them. They got these things on. They don't have these things on because they really learned this from their ancestors. Everybody who got a Jesus piece on, a cross, a Last Supper chain, a crown of thorns, they all attaching themselves to the story that comes from the oppressors. And that story is false. And my job is to destroy darkness. So I must, so he put out the image. I use this image to tell the truth. That's all. But but Kenneth, I got much respect, especially for what he just did, because what he did is something that the rap game needed. Because people like Drake, and these are colonizers. This who people, they let these people in and they colonize something we created. And it was already watered down, so it got real watered down when people like Drake came in. Rap singing, Disney acting, so. But yeah, but I still stand on what I said though. He got to take that crown of thorns off, and I'm pretty sure at the end he'll be like, "Damn, bro, you was right."
Okay, one more question. I was on. You got. I forgot his name end with a capital E and a D. I was on his live the other night, and I said, this is what I said. I said to him, I said, okay, we got Christ here on earth personally, and we got kids sitting here looking at this. If something, Lord below, something happened to you, how would they perceive it?
What you mean, how would they perceive it? They would perceive it like any other person. Because one thing about destiny, you can't stop destiny. So anything that happened is destiny. That's why they fear. That's why there's so much fear in us. There's so much fear in us because we don't believe in destiny no more. More people here ain't doing nothing. So I'd rather live a short life and have a destiny to accomplish something than to be here and just when you leave, you ain't gonna be remembered anyway. You might well do something to be remembered then. So they got us fearing destiny. So what I'm bringing is hope. So, and what I have brought is hope. So if they get rid of me, it's gonna really make it worse.
Okay, so if they get rid of you, it's gonna make it worse. Okay, listen. Okay, what type of comforter you gonna have for them? Listen what you're saying. Listen what you're saying.
Man, for one thing, I'm hypothetically speaking. That's why I told you about destiny. So what's gonna happen is destiny. So you just hypothetically speaking, and I'm just hypothetically answering your questions from the standpoint you asking them from. I'm just trying to give you an answer. I'm not up here saying I'm not a comfort, I'm not gonna bring comfort, and I'm finna leave. That's what you are asking me these questions. So I'm only meeting you at your level. So don't flip this on me and think I'm saying it's like, oh, I'm gonna leave here and I ain't gonna bring the people comfort. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. No. You ain't that slick.
No, sir. I'm not trying. Okay, listen.
I'm okay. Coming down to your level though.
Listen. We having this conversation. Okay. What I'm saying, you in real time. Listen what you doing. You is in real time. If you leave, these kids gonna be like, we had a chance to talk to Christ, the Messiah. He was here, but he left. He gone. So what I'm saying is, would they have enough of like, okay, he was real? Is they teaching them like you is it? Like I get on the guy thing and I call them God and goddesses because they don't know. They don't know. Like you said, the book been squished up and flipped around. And I tell everybody if they go into the Vatican and ask them to open their vault and they get the real tablets. I ain't talking about no book. I'm talking about the real tablets. And how would they proceed with it?
Brother man, nobody could read the real tablets. There's probably only 10% of people that can even read the real tablets. It might be 5 for one thing, because it's written in an ancient language that most of us don't speak. Even most of the people in Africa that died off that spoke that language. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing about the translation. And when they translate, they didn't change. That's why they withheld the books, because they didn't change nothing. They just translated it. And they withheld the books that will stop you from questioning their doctrine after they translated it. That's all they did. All the prophecies still say the same. God gonna return to judge the world and set the record straight. All the holy book said. No matter if you're in the Quran, no matter if you're in the Book of the Dead, no matter if you're in the Bible, whatever book you in, God coming back to set the record straight. That's the whole point of the prophecy. Now, the parables, we don't understand. That's why Christ was explaining the parables to who? The disciples. The disciples didn't understand the parables. They had to be explained to them. So right now, this is the generation which the Bible foreshadows, because hear me out, the Bible foreshadows this generation, but we don't know this. We was taught if the Bible already happened, and some miracle gonna happen in the last days to show everybody everything. That's the biggest lie I've been told. So these parables and these metaphors is being taught to us today, but we can't comprehend that because we was taught, it was taught to them back then. So we're not even ready to receive something that's here for us because of the lie.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you allowing me up. You got great answers. It was good answers. I appreciate it. It just, I'm going to keep on working on the youth myself where I'm at because I want them to know. I'm going to tell them. I'm not going to go to no book or nothing like that. Right. I'm going to tell you. You is a small G. You're a small God. And you just got to understand when I leave, you won't have to pick the baton up and finish to the finish line. That's just what I'm going to teach you.
Well, that's what I would teach them too, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be here forever anyway. I'm Christ. That's like when Moses got the people out of Egypt. They didn't have to. If Moses got unalive or died, like somebody else came up. Joshua came up and rose up. You see what I'm saying? So we don't even understand. Christ just simply means anointed one that shepherds the people. Christ ain't a deity that everybody have to worship. So Christ brings the tools and the information and that energy so other people can stand up. That's what set Christ apart from everybody else, because Farrakhan should have been 100 Farrakhan right now. Shit, we'll be doing good. But you know why it ain't 100 Farrakhan? Because Farrakhan ain't anointed. So he can't make nobody else, because shit, he ain't made. You see what I'm saying? So the thing about Christ gonna make other leaders, to carry that baton to build a nation. Like I say, Christ is just a spark. Christ is the spark and a uniform code. Christ is the standard. That's why Christ is really about the order, man. You gotta understand, Christ brings the order for us to get in to run our government.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yes, sir. I appreciate you allowing me up. I thank you for that teaching, what you just gave me. I appreciate it.
Likewise, brother. I appreciate the humble spirit, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace, peace. Now, I think that's what we got to understand, y'all. A lot of people understand that Christ is really here for a government. A lot of people have made Christ a deity, so everybody has to look to this Christ. Christ is not a deity. Everybody's not gonna follow the leader. That's everybody is not gonna follow the leader, y'all. Let's be serious. Everybody cannot follow the leader, but everybody can accept the leadership and get under that leadership when that leadership is created. So that's what we are doing. We are creating a leadership for our people to get up under. You're under American leadership. You're under the Roman Catholic Church leadership. So you're not gonna be you're gonna run to our leadership. That's why I don't be tripping. You're gonna run to our leadership. You're going to do the rhyme there. You're going to be running. You see what I'm saying? So, like I say, everything is a technique to use someone to show them the power and the majesty of God. This is the art of war. Trust me, we ain't fighting with no flesh and blood right now. I wouldn't be on here. Because I'm a rider, so that's what we was going to do. I'll be in the streets with guns, like the Black Panthers ready to roll. I'll probably be with that community that's governing their own. I'll be doing something like that. I got respect. If people I got respect for them kind of people. They actually doing something. You see what I'm saying? They ain't out here teaching people lies and, stealing people's souls and all that. No, they really doing something for the people. It's in their actions. And what? That's what God like. Nah, they don't have their head. They don't have a government. They don't have a nation that's behind them, but they doing something for the people and they showing they care. But these people with this book in their hand, read it like this, trying to tell you. Them devils, y'all. The devil's in the skies, y'all. The devil not doing bad things. The devil is in the form of an angel of light. So all these teachers of books are devils. You didn't know that. You couldn't say that because the devil has to be revealed. Then if everybody knew who the devil is not in disguise. So now the devil is being revealed, y'all. You know. And like I say, the devil create organizations. The devil don't create a government. The devil don't judge the government. The devil don't cast out himself. That's why none of the people that's reading the Bible is casting out the devil. They teaching what they think, which is deception. So they giving you more of the devil. They feeding you the devil shit. Because they teaching what they think, which is deception. You don't know. You think this. You don't know. If you knew, you wouldn't look no more. That's why God rests. I'm at rest. I'm not looking for the truth. You know, people don't even understand how long I had to stop looking for the truth. That's what people don't. That's why I don't. Because I'm already Christ, so I don't like to toot my own horn. People, you know, shit. People are already jealous. So certain stuff I'd rather not even talk about. I'd rather talk about, you know, among some people who really might ask me some questions, who really sincere, who really want to know. But you know, but people don't know how long I've been at rest. How long I've been stopped looking for it. Man, I've been put the books down. I've been put the book. Man, I'm rotating tires. Shit, I know. Matter of fact, I rotated tires and bought four new sets. That's where I'm at when it comes to looking. So this is when God rests. I'm at rest. God rested from all the works of what? Looking for the truth. You don't look for the truth if you have it. You become what? I am. So I became the I am. So I don't look for the truth. I am the truth. I don't looking for God. I am God. This is what the Spirit what? Has enabled me. This is what the Spirit has given me. All these things are done what? In the Father's name. So, like I said, this is why the scriptures say, what I'm telling God, I am. So, like I said, these things, y'all, like I said, you don't understand. These things are written from certain standpoints. The writings are not written from the standpoint of the reader. When the reader teach you, they are teaching from their standpoint. When Moses wrote this vision down, Moses wasn't reading the book. Moses was talking to God. When the prophets wrote the book, when the prophets wrote their vision down, they wasn't reading the book. They was talking to God. But you trying to tell us what's coming from your mind, and you read it from a book. That's called deception. And they are in disguise because you think they're doing right because it's in a book. So you think they righteous. I let you know they devils. So y'all want to end this, man. Look, you know, I'm gonna end y'all with some royalty. I'm finna show y'all some Ethiopian chiefs. We finna show y'all their pictures. Let y'all see why the hell they didn't show us, y'all. Why they forgot y'all? How they forgot this, y'all? How they forgot? No, they didn't forget. They didn't forget, y'all. They didn't want to show us, y'all. Let me show y'all something, y'all. Ethiopian royalty. Y'all. All this is the late 1800s, 1900s. This is before Tedros. Tedros happened in 1868. This is when they invaded and looted Ethiopia of all his treasures and resources and artifacts. You know, somebody say so. Look, so. Look how ignorant that is. So, all you want to do is believe in Jesus. Look at that. That's sad. All you want to do is believe in Jesus. Look at this, y'all. This royalty. Why ain't nobody tell us about this, y'all? Massa Musa. How you skip over these people? All these are chiefs, governors of own land, own province. Why ain't nobody tell us what these pictures at? What is history? And see, you can go dig up their graves. This is where the African Union at, the Horn of Africa. This is where they say the oldest church is built, but you don't show us the kings. You don't show us none of these governors. This the 1900s where they say we were slaves. All they teach us is slavery. So our royalty, they teach us our royalty is only 400 years. This is royalty, y'all. I don't know what this. I know what I see. I know it's a lot of, little boys need to see this because of what they done showed us. You know what it look when you take a dog, right? You take a stuffed animal and a dog. You take a stuffed animal dog and you throw it. You just punch it and you throw it in the oven. What that dog gonna do? His ears gonna go down, his tail gonna go down, and he gonna get sad because he's seen himself get tortured. So when you see a white man whipping you, that's torture. You have to be us to know our struggle. Like it's on a whole nother level. Like I don't even really get into this because it causes a lot of emotions in people, and it rubs people the wrong way. And I already say enough shit that rub people the wrong way, so I try to stay from this kind of talk. But we talking about it, so let's just get it out. So when you do this kind of imagery, you don't know what kind of psychological effect. So this is why I show these. This is why I'm dedicating myself to show these images every live. In the beginning and the end of every live, I will show these images. Because this is what they don't want us to see. They wanted us to see us getting whooped by chains. Like what? We not superior. Menelik, y'all. King of Kings, y'all. He also had railroads in America. Y'all know a monopoly, you had the railroads. Menelik. You know, America, one of the first countries that America was in cahoots with was Ethiopia. Yeah, one of the first countries. The only country in Africa to come over here and call African Americans back was Ethiopia. Before this 2,000 year of West Africa calling us back, and I'm not trying to cause no feud. I like to speak facts, y'all. I'm never calling them friction. If facts cause friction, then you must don't like the facts. So you got to put it on you. But this is Menelik, y'all. This is the same person. This Menelik. He was king of Ethiopia. He died in, I think, 1911, 1908, something like that. But he was king of Ethiopia for like 20 years or something like that. Maybe longer. He was for a long time. So he was here in 1800. Why we don't know about Menelik? How we don't know about a black emperor in Ethiopia who looked like who? Who looked like one of us? How we don't know? Like how? It's impossible. And it wasn't one of them. Now he was on the throne at that time, but there was other kings. How we don't know about them? Come on, man. This got to be by design, y'all. This is what they say Haile Selassie that is, which I'm starting not to really, because he did travel to England. And you got to understand, these people was traveling to England then. They wasn't traveling to England in the 1900s as slaves. You know, when these people went to England, they went over there as royalty. They stayed in the finest houses. They got treated with the best treatments. This was in the 1900s. But you don't understand that when Menelik was getting railroads in America, who gonna build the railroads? Right now, if I'm a king and I'm in America and I'm building a project in Africa, I might send some Americans over there to work on the project. But if I don't have no technology where I can communicate with my people, like a cell phone, hey, what y'all doing over there? I don't have the news. They didn't have the news in the 18 and 1900s. So when they were sending us over here, they was finding out they was doing us what? Real bad. Because the British had took over America. We was just putting investments in there. So this is why the British was what? Over the workers that was working on the railroads, but what they was doing? Mistreating them. Africa didn't know this. Africa didn't really find out till Marcus Garvey paper. That's when they found out that we was being treated bad in America. They was treating us bad over here. And a lot of the kings didn't give a damn because we didn't care about our people like that. That's what we got. A lot of kings say, yeah, what the hell with them? They are nobodies. That's how a lot of our kings felt. But we don't talk about that side though. So this is what they say Haile Selassie that as, which he had his own providence, own land. This is the original Muhammad Ali. Mikhail Wallo. His son is considered the uncrowned emperor. Right before Haile Selassie. Again, he was his own king. He was actually known as the Muslim king. Check it. His name is Muhammad Ali, y'all. How the hell we don't know about him? But we know about the boxer. If I say Muhammad Ali, everybody gonna say, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But why we don't know about this Muhammad Ali? They don't want us to know. There goes some more. This a picture in the early 1900s. You see Haile Selassie right there, young, before he got on the throne. You know. Look at here, y'all. Look at here. That's Haile Selassie's wife. This is Muhammad Ali. This is the same person right here. Muhammad Ali. This is Muhammad Ali. This is the uncrowned emperor who was supposed to be crowned instead of Haile Selassie. And this is Haile Selassie's wife. So you got to understand how close things are when it comes to that royal family. And why nobody's talking about this royal family. Again, this is Haile Selassie's wife. That's why she was a noble woman. So Haile Selassie just didn't have anybody. You know, he was married into royalty. Now, he was his own king of his own providence. Every time Menelik went to war, he had his own army. He was a general. He had his own army. This man right here had his own army. His son was supposed to be king of kings. He was king, but his son wasn't crowned because he didn't want to follow the traditions of the crown council. You know, so that's a little history on that, y'all. A little history. This is him again. This is his son, the uncrowned emperor. Look at him, y'all. What it look like? You better recognize, y'all, why they don't want us to know this. There's a reason why we don't know this, y'all. That's before that's before TV. Like the original Cowboys, huh? That's before TV now. They wasn't watching TV and putting this on. All this is East Africa, y'all. All this is part of that Solomonic dynasty. Again, that's Haile Selassie's daddy again. You have a picture. What he look like, y'all? He come from America? All these chiefs. Y'all see it, y'all? Act like you don't see it. How the hell we don't have these pictures? King of Kings, y'all. There was the last warrior of them all. You know, when it comes to him, he wasn't taking no sides. It was either God or he going out. So he went out like a soldier. They tried to say he committed suicide. You know, a lot of holes with that story. But again, what he stood for is what matters. Again, you see in the middle. When you're in the middle like that, you know what that represent? That represent position. So he's in the middle right now as king. It's Haile Selassie. I don't know who this young man is right here, but look at that. That's young royalty, man. You think we don't need to see this? After all what they done showed us, you think we don't need to see this? This in the 1900s, y'all. And you know in the 1900s, they tried to come over here and call us back home. So we could what? Rebuild this. The Solomonic dynasty. The wisdom of God. That brings forth majesty, royalty, and just uniform code to the world. That's what God brings a sense of direction of a uniform code that everybody, all nations will mock. This uniform code because it's righteousness. Every man and woman on the face of this earth is required to do one thing, and that's what's right. And if you do what's right, what? You're on God's right side. But a lot of people are being taught to be wrong, so the world is in darkness. You see that Indian well? You see that Indian well? You see it? You see that Indian well? You see it? What's that song? I know you see it. I know you see it. You see it, y'all? I know you see it. I know you see it. All this royalty, y'all? These chiefs. You can go dig up their graves. They of the dynasty. They of the order. Ain't nobody told us nothing. They told us about 400 years ago and 6,000 years ago in Egypt. What is that in that talk? Where is this in that talk? Where is it? I know you see it. I know you see it. There's Menelek again. There's Menelek. And people try to tell us, we were just all slaves. We didn't have no royalty. We didn't come from, we were just, slavery was about 50 years. That was, why, we got this, well, I can't say, it was a little bit longer than 50 years, but slavery wasn't really nothing like they said, y'all. Nothing, it's nothing like they told us. It's really nothing like they told us. Like, literally, it's nothing, y'all. It's nothing like they told us, man. You almost can't even tell a story no more. You just got to shit. We just gonna make it happen, y'all. Because y'all so damn stiff-necked. Look at that Indian, y'all. Look at that Indian. Hee. Choctaw, huh? How you know he wasn't a Choctaw? How you know he ain't call himself Choctaw? How you know? How you know? Who taught you about Choctaw? But I know you see it. That's Elder Selassie Daddy again. And you see the different hair wears and, these men are wearing. They got a crown on. Well, I know that kind of like the 1900s, the style kind of changed. The more and more you go back, they tell you they had style. They just didn't. These people got style. They weren't watching these people weren't watching no TV. You see what I'm saying? This is African original style, authentic. And look how they dress. Look at that, y'all. Where they get this from? Now who is mimicking this out of all nations? Who is mimicking this? Out of all nations, who is mimicking this, y'all? I ain't gotta say it. I don't have to say it. I don't have to tell you. That's actually Menelik's daughter, Zatu. That's her husband. Now, I don't know why he wasn't king. I guess because he wasn't, because, like I said, because there was a lot of stuff going on at that time, y'all. So, but you see all them, you see them medals, You see what I'm saying? All this before y'all. This is before the real colonization. You know how you talk about colonization where the culture is just gone? The culture would have gone at this time, y'all. This was our own way of doing things. You see what I'm saying? Now I can't at this time, the late 1800s, 1900s, we did have a little we had a little stuff in it. We had a little there was a little water down. The drink wasn't spicy. Nah, like I say, after Tedros, you know, it was going down. It was going down before Tedros, but Tedros is when they really stripped Ethiopia of all the things that really held them together. You know, and when they stripped those things from Ethiopia, Ethiopia was no longer together. They was actually infiltrated in. Because it was at that time, a lot of leaders can be bought. Leaders back then in Tedros' time was being bought with guns. The British could come give them a whole supply of guns. They'll tell the British and give them British whatever they want. That's what our people was doing in Africa. So the British didn't have to go there and fight everybody. They had to fight Tedros, who wasn't standing for that. Because Tedros was the visionary that seen past the now. See, everybody can't see past the now. Some people only see the now. But you have certain visionaries that can see the future. And decisions matter way bigger than people who can't see the future. Now we talking about the future. We talking about stuff that's gonna last, stuff that's gonna sustain. But you got rid of the visionary, so everybody cared about the now, even mentally. You know, who sat on the throne for a long time. He sold a lot of land. He made a lot of bad deals. You know, that really opened Ethiopia up for more trouble. You know, you just see him with lions, y'all, they standing right next to him. This before zoos was even created. Before the zoo was created, these people was walking with lions. Every government got a symbol of a lion. When you watch movies, don't the lion roar on every... Why is the lion? Why do they use the symbolism of a lion? Who controlled TV? The British Empire controlled television. So why they take why is the symbol and the lion of the head of all things? Solid money dynasty, y'all. I'm not going, you know. They ride him right here, y'all. You see him? That's a lion. He riding. Why? Why our little boys don't know about this? You see what I'm saying? Why all young women don't know about this? And some more of them chilling with lions, y'all. All white. You know we came out with that white tea, huh? That white tea? Where we get it from, y'all? Why we love them white teas so much? In my white tea. Yep, in my white tea. Yep, in my white tea. Why we like them so much, y'all? They say history repeats itself, y'all, so I don't know. You tell me. Y'all know everything. You tell me. You tell me. So like I say, y'all, at the end of every live and the beginning of every live, I'm just going to go through all kind of pictures from Ethiopia. If y'all get tired of it, I'm doing it. They need to see it. You need to see it. And that goes Zatu again. Just want to show y'all another picture of her. So y'all, that'll end the sermon, y'all. Like I said, just wanted to seeing is believing, y'all. Seeing is believing. You know. So with that being said, y'all, as always, I hope the Father has circumcised y'all hearts and ears for the message. Peace and blessings. I'm out.